violence.
Dallas Police Chief Daniel Como says when the officers got here, they found the suspected shooter dead from what they believe was a self-inflicted wound. Now, the FBI told us that the shell casings around the shooter had anti-ice messages etched into them.
CBS News Justice correspondent Scott McFarland.
Those signatures on those shell casings or those bullets alleged by the FBI director, that is part of a pattern. In the assassination of Charlie Kirk, shell casings with messages in them. In the assassination of the United Healthcare leader in Manhattan, signatures allegedly on the shell casings or the bullets. That does give concerns about a rising number of copycats who try to message killings.
The families of the 67 people killed when an airliner collided with an Army helicopter over Washington in January are suing the FAA, the Army, American Airlines, and its regional partner, PSA Airlines. Attorney Bob Clifford.
The families will seek the answers to the very questions that they have. They will be seeking the accountability that they are owed.
Clifford said the crash was predictable and preventable. Secretary of State Marco Rubio met in New York today with Russia's foreign minister, a day after President Trump said Ukraine now has the possibility of regaining all of its territory in the war. CBS's Nancy Cortez at the White House.
What everyone is trying to figure out is what caused this change of heart. Is President Trump simply talking tough, trying to force Putin to the negotiating table after coaxing him there hasn't worked? Has he truly had an actual change of heart? Does he now have some new faith in the Ukrainians that he didn't have before? It's important to note that President Trump hasn't changed any underlying U.S. policy yet.
A new presidential walk of fame was unveiled at the White House today, and Stacey Lynn reports one picture will raise eyebrows.
The White House shared a video on social media of the West Wing colonnade, which now features a wall of portraits of every U.S. president, except one. In the spot where former President Biden's picture would be, there's a photo of the notorious auto pen instead. President Trump shared his plan earlier this month in an interview with the Daily Caller, telling them, quote, "This is going to be very controversial."
On Wall Street at this hour, stocks are lower again today. The second day, the Dow is off 160 points. This is CBS News.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
DNA test results in the Travis Decker case. The story coming up, but first, Nate Connors is at the KIRO Newsradio traffic desk.
Hey, thanks, Heather. Lake Washington Windows and Doors has our update. Good news in Ording. We cleared that earlier collision on State Route 162 near the golf course. Those earlier backups have also cleared. In Pacific, northbound 167, you're reduced to a single lane before Ellingson Road due to this bridge strike that happened last night. You're in about a 2-mile solid backup right now. Plan on this being with us through the rest of the day, possibly the end of the week. Now, because of this, drivers are opting for I-5, and right now North 5 is slow between the Fife Curve and State Route 18. In Renton, North 405, you're slow through the S-curves. Eastbound 90 has thinned down across Mercer Island. South 5 heading into Seattle, still crowded from Northgate to the Ship Canal Bridge. Linwood to Seattle is going to take you 25 minutes. Lake Washington Windows Autumn Savings event is on now. Save $500 per window, $1,000 per door, plus enjoy 0 payments, 0 interest for 12 months. Details at lakewashingtonwindows.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. The U.S. Marshal Service says Travis Decker is dead, according to court filings. They cite DNA tests conducted on clothing that was found along with human remains recovered near Leavenworth. Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison is being more cautious.
We want to make sure that what we have from clothing matches up with the remains and all of our other evidence, but I think we're on the right path.
Investigators believe Decker killed his 3 young daughters, whose bodies were found at a campground near Leavenworth in June. A University of Washington student is in custody accused of shooting and wounding a Washington State football player in Pullman. The 20-year-old suspect claims self-defense, saying he was trying to protect his cousin, who's now in critical condition after they were attacked at a party. The family tells KIRO 7 TV.
We're still trying to figure out why did they brutally attack these kids like this.
The football player is recovering. Police say groups of women are stealing thousands of dollars worth of gowns and accessories from area boutiques. KIRO 7 TV's Madeline Ottley looked at surveillance video from one store.
You hear Ellie Vasquez's pleas on camera, seconds before these suspects take off and hit her with their car. It all started when these women entered the Las Tres Beautifuls boutique in Everett a few weeks ago.
She was like, oh, just come help me.
They tried to distract her as she worked alone, trying to get her in a fitting room and using gowns.
She kind of just came up and was like, this is like a really pretty color.
To block her view.
When she held up the dress, it kind of like finally clicked in me that they were trying to steal.
That's when they made a run for it.
They are still on the loose. A former Starbucks barista in Everett is taking the company to court. He tells the Everett Herald that Starbucks broke the city's new minimum wage law by cutting his hours. He says instead of giving him more shifts, the company simply hired new workers. The Seattle Mariners are heading to the playoffs, clinching a wild card last night, thanks in part to a base-clearing hit by Josh Naylor.
Rayleigh will score. Crawford will score. He's waving in Julio. Here comes Julio rounding third. He'll score.
If the Mariners win tonight or the Astros lose, the M's will win the AL West title for the first time since 2001. Fans tell KIRO 7 TV.
It's so amazing. Just friggin' amazing. And we just saw anything happen right out there.
The M's face the Colorado Rockies tonight. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunshine today with highs in the mid-70s. It's 63 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO Newsradio.
Welcome to the show. Happy Wednesday, September 24th. It's Wednesday, yes? Yes.
It is.
Wednesday
It is,
today.
buddy. It is.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Jake Skorheim here, sitting alongside Spike O'Neill.
Hey, bud.
Spike, we got a lot of stuff to talk about.
There is. Busy day, busy week.
Very, very busy
What's
day.
going on? The world is just moving.
I know. Tons of stuff to chat about. We got a bunch of good guests today. I'm excited. Luke Ducey's going to join us in just a few minutes to talk about a couple of things. We have some updates on Travis Decker, the search for him. They're now claiming that it's that he's officially been announced that he is dead, but they're still waiting on, unclear, they're still waiting on DNA. We'll figure that out in a few minutes when Luke Ducey joins us. And later, next segment, we're going to talk a little bit about the Mariners with a buddy of mine here, Lyle Goldstein, who does the Marine Layer podcast.
I was unaware of this till you clued me into this about a week ago.
You just saw him around the station. I thought he was a producer here.
I feel horrible because he's a young man, working hard, working his butt off.
Yeah.
And I didn't know who he was, what he did.
Yeah, he's got a whole side cool thing.
You turned me on to this podcast, and I'm like, oh my God, this guy's on fire.
Yeah, he's great, and you'll hear it when he talks about the Mariners. It's just about as animated as anybody can get. He makes great videos, so it's lots of fun. All right, let's jump into first things first here. We'll get to Luke Ducey in just a minute here. But first, I just want to jump on something real quick that I saw. There was a headline over at SeattleRed.com. The Seattle mayor, whose name is Cassie Franklin.
Everett Mayor.
I'm sorry, Everett Mayor. I'm sorry, not Seattle
Maybe
Mayor.
you're projecting. Who knows what the future holds?
Maybe.
For the city of Seattle or
she would have to move to Seattle, though, to be able to run for mayor. Isn't that how that works?
Well, stuff's closing down in Everett pretty quick.
That's
so
true.
Might
Yeah,
be a good
Everett's
option.
becoming less desirable, I guess. So she was on with Jason Rantz just the other day talking about Kroger, who closed one of their branches in Everett on Evergreen Way, the Fred Meyer there. I want to play a few of her clips, and then I wanted to give you my experience. I went to this Kroger right by this Fred Meyer 2 nights ago, and I want to tell you what I saw because when she says that we did everything that we could, which is the headline of the article on SeattleRed.com, you guys can check it out there. I don't know that they did everything that they could, if I'm being completely 100% honest.
Okay.
And I would challenge her to be as well as she talks about this. All right. First off, she says on why the city council released the statement where they condemned Kroger leaving, although its condemnation came with no repercussions. It was just basically them saying that we don't like that they're leaving. But here's what she had to say about that.
I think it's important for our community to know that we did what we could and that they are making a corporate decision that negatively impacts our community.
So she says they're making a corporate decision. That can be absolutely true. It can be a corporate decision.
Sure, yeah,
it can also negatively impact the community.
Yep.
But they're not responsible for the community. She is. She's the Everett mayor.
Yeah,
That's her job.
yeah,
That's not Kroger's job in Ohio. She's talked about how they have been working on this with Kroger, trying behind the scenes for a couple of years now. And She says that Kroger called her to let her know what's going on. It just felt like a slap in the face.
I had a phone call with them the morning that they made this announcement. They called me, and they said that this was a business decision they were making, and I expressed my disappointment. But it's a business, and I understand businesses make business decisions. This one was a bit of a slap in the face because we had been working very closely with Kroger for more than a couple of years to make their store profitable to the best of our ability on our city's end.
Here's what the mayor said that they did to reduce crime. And again, we're going to wrap this all up and talk about my experience there 2 nights ago. But here's what the mayor said they did to reduce crime. They
came to us 2 years ago, said, hey, we're dealing with some shoplifting challenges, some criminal activity around the store. We're going to, have to consider closing if this doesn't improve. And so we went all in. We did 3,600 emphasis patrols in 2 years alone. Think about how many that is daily. We did shoplifting stings. We created a buffer zone, no sit, no lie, all around the store so that we could address loitering or any kind of trespassing. And in all areas, crime went down. So they can't say that crime is the reason because that was addressed. I get that retail has changed. You see Costco checks your receipts, Target locks up, everything. And it's sad that retailers are changing, but other retailers have adapted. Kroger's trying a one-size-fits-all and didn't adapt while we were making investments. They were not.
She also says that Everett is just the friendliest place to do business.
The city of Everett works to make ourselves as competitive as possible, by being very business-friendly, trying to have faster permitting, lower commercial rents, lower startup costs. We have a great, population here, a workforce. So we do what we can.
Okay, so here was my experience. I was at Panda Express the other night, which is on
eating
Evergreen
healthy,
Way.
huh? Good job.
Eating healthy, making smart decisions.
Those cartons are recyclable too. Good for you. Loving the planet at the same time.
Absolutely. Although I don't know if I recycle them. Let me tell you what about Panda Express. I highly recommend it if you have the means. It's delicious. It's very tasty. And the kids loved it too, which was really good.
Oh, mine.
All right, so I'm parked across the street. I don't get into that area of Everett very much anymore. I used to. I grew up in Everett. I went to Everett Community College, so I was taking that exit all the time to get off there.
Yeah.
Okay, so that Everett Fred Meyer right there is not a nice place. It's not. I was sitting in the Panda Express line, and I didn't even really notice that the Fred Meyer was right there across the street until I'm sitting there waiting for my food at the window, and I got my wife and I got my 4 kids in the car. This was my experience.
Mm-hmm.
Let's lock the doors, kids, in this area. Yes. And
so paint the picture.
The picture is high barbed wire fences on the businesses surrounding this Fred Meyer.
It's a ghost of what used to be a thriving retail.
100% a ghost of what it used to be.
Okay.
Not least of which is because they have effectively closed it down, and so there's no reason for people to be there. But that didn't just happen overnight. They didn't put the barbed wire fences up overnight, and they tend not to do those things for aesthetic reasons. They do those because it's dangerous down there, and they don't want people breaking into their businesses. So when she talks about these emphasis patrols, what was her number there? Like 3,300 in 2 years?
3,600 in 2 years. It's 5 a day. It's easy math.
That's 5 a day.
5 a day.
5 a day.
That's not nothing.
What is an emphasis patrol? You have a police officer driving by?
That's a visible officer driving around the community, being seen in the,
That is a central hub in Everett, and they absolutely should already be there 5 times a day.
Well, I'm not arguing with you. Yeah.
So to say that that's like a winning strategy, like they were already. So what she said was, we already have police in the area, and so we're counting those as like, oh, look what we did. We did such an amazing thing. It's not like they walked around and they were knocking on doors and making sure that everything was shipshape. They were driving by 5 times a day. Is that like a huge win?
Depends on what was happening prior to her. Did she raise the number of what'd you call them, enhancements? And what was the term?
Emphasis patrols.
Emphasis patrols.
Emphasis patrols.
Was it once a day? Did they not drive by some days at all?
Is
that how the community got to that point?
Is it possible that a cop was not driving by 5 times a day on perhaps one of the busiest streets in Everett?
Sure.
I used to drive by more than 5 times a day, and I'm not a cop.
You went home for lunch.
Ridiculous.
No, I mean, well, there's a shortage of law enforcement officers, everywhere. And I'm not excusing how Everett became, but it became a place that you can't do business. To your point about barbed wire fencing going around these vacant stores.
Not nice.
It's not
People
nice.
don't feel good there. Right. It doesn't feel good to go into a business where you have to
it's not a welcoming
get a full-on pat down before you go. I'm not taking an international flight. Nobody needs to touch my crotch before I go into a CVS.
Don't knock it.
If they even exist anymore there. Anyway, it just the emphasis on we did everything we possibly could.
Yeah.
When I know for a fact I watched it turn into a place that it didn't need to be. Why is it that when I was a kid, pretty nice, okay place to grow up?
Sure.
You felt safe going there. I used to ride my bike everywhere when I was a kid. I lived in multiple places in Everett. I used to ride my bike hours and hours at a time. My parents never even batted an eye. I mean, maybe they did, but I wasn't concerned about it. And now it has a different feeling. So for her to say that we did everything we could, I found a little disingenuous.
What'd you see when you walked inside the store?
In the Fred Meyer?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't go in. No,
okay.
I just drove by the parking lot.
Okay.
No, I got to get my Panda Express.
Well,
I want to eat it hot.
This is one of those situations where they're selling everything off. So inside the store,
it's a sad thing.
It's tragic.
Yeah, it's like the last month of a Halloween village or whatever those things are that pop up.
Yeah, Halloween Express, whatever they call those.
Yeah. Just sad. Just kind of sad.
Spirit's what I'm thinking of.
Is it called Halloween?
Spirit Halloween.
Spirit Halloween.
Yeah, and that's what'll be there, by the way.
I know.
Next.
Yeah.
It'll sit empty for 10 months of the year, and next September, there'll be a Spirit Halloween there.
100%. And it's going to be super busy for 1 month.
That's right.
And you're not going to be able to tell when somebody comes out wearing a scary zombie costume. You're not going to be able to tell them from the people who
were already
live
there
in the alley
in August.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's welcome Luke Ducey, who joins us now. Luke, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, per usual. I love
welcome
being
back,
here.
by the way. You've been off the air we've been on vacation, and we appreciate
2 weeks.
Appreciate you coming back.
Very nice. All right, a couple things we want to talk about.
You went to Paradise. I know where you went, so I'm glad. A lot of people don't come back from where you go. Just saying.
I made it.
Where'd you go?
I was hiking high up in the Dolomites, the mountains in Italy, and made it 7 days hut to hut. We didn't really know. I mean, we kind of had an idea what we were getting into. Super tough, super fun, and it was beautiful. And we all made it.
Like were you?
No, camping was staying in huts, like the refugio is what they have there.
Much
so
like
from hut to hut. Some are really nice. Some have like
better than
some more like a hostel,
like pit toilet kind of situation, or worse, like you have to
physically challenging,
crouch to go, and others were really nice.
Yeah,
but they all had great food.
This is a nice time of year to be in Italy. Actually,
beautiful.
Yeah, it's not too hot. It's really lovely. All right, so you're joining us for two reasons. One, Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell put out his budget, which is large for the upcoming years, and then also we have some news on Travis Decker, which you have joined us a few times to talk about. Why don't we start with Travis Decker news?
Sure. So here's the official. This is new as of today. It's just kind of being uncovered by everyone. The U.S. Marshals and federal prosecutors now say Travis Decker is officially dead. That they did this. How do we know this? Well, because they filed a motion in federal court yesterday to ask a judge to dismiss an arrest warrant for Decker because they said in that motion that he is deceased. They based that on DNA results that have come back now from the clothing found at that scene where investigators, last week, the area where they believed in the area. The remains, what they believe is
Decker's remains were found.
Yeah. Thank you. You said it better
so this is
than
DNA testing of the clothes, but not the actual skeletal remains.
Right. So the skeletal remains are still being tested. Could get those results back this afternoon, but that DNA testing is not done. So because of that, I spoke with Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison a little bit ago. He's confident this is Decker. He's not.
His pants, his shirt, his bracelet, his keys.
Right. Yeah. He wants to make sure, though, so he's not ready to declare Travis Decker dead officially until he gets all the results back and all of it matches. Here's a little bit of what he said. Hold on. There you go.
We want to make sure that what we have from clothing matches up with the remains and all of our other evidence, but I think we're on the right path.
Yeah, so on the right path. He gets that. There's another reason, though. I didn't know this until today. This is kind of interesting. He wants to wait for the complete results because apparently he's been facing a lot of rumors that Decker killed someone else and swapped clothes with them.
We're also aware of some narratives that have gone out there that he simply killed somebody else and left their remains on the mountainside.
Yeah.
In his clothes, knowing that they would find the DNA in his clothes.
Leaving his stuff there.
Nearby.
Yeah.
Remember, it's only 3/4 of a way from where they found the bodies of all three of Decker's daughters.
What's interesting is when you initially came on with us to tell us about this horrible story, but we were right in the meat of them launching the investigation. And we were saying it's usually within a mile that they find a body. And that's what ended up happening.
You said that, yeah.
But this possible, that feels very conspiratorial to me, that he had the foresight, because everybody said leading up to what happened with his daughters that he was not in the right mental state. It would
Right.
be
Well, you
really
have- you
far-fetched for me to imagine that he not only pre-planned finding somebody of his similar size to kill in addition to and then hide that would be found later, but that he would also be able to evade law enforcement for how many months has it been now? 4 months, 5 months?
That's right. Yeah. Long time.
And he would have assumed at the time that body was found pretty quickly because it's within a mile, and there's just the physical description would not have been the same.
Who knows?
The deterioration of the remains is the only thing that's a question mark right now, and that's because it took him so long to find it.
Right. And now we really want to know cause of death if we can ever get that. Because was he, let's say it's him.
Yeah.
Was he camping out there, watching the investigation going on, or hearing the investigation going on at that crime scene? Did he fall from a cliff? It was like kind of a mountainside. Did he do himself in? I mean, there are a lot of questions.
I like that they're doing the absolute no stone unturned.
Yeah, the due
every
diligence.
Button, absolutely. Everything buttoned up.
I find it interesting too that they found that key fob in the water. That's the part. There's so many weird things about this case. That one, why did he toss it in the water? Did it get pulled in there with an animal that was trying to go for the remains, and then it just ended up in the water? And how did divers know to look in there? And I guess they were just leaving no stone unturned, and they were just down there.
I agree with you. There are a lot of questions that we still want. I mean, hopefully they can confirm all this tonight and bring
DNA
closure
comes
to the
back,
family and
yes.
friends, but I think there's still a lot of questions we want to know answers to.
Yeah, I mean, like, number one, is it him? The confirmation of that'll be good. And then number two, how did he end his life? And what did that look like? Okay, so that's the update on Travis Decker.
Yep.
The other thing that you're covering is the Seattle update of the budget from Mayor Bruce Harrell. This is an interesting story because, many of our listeners don't live in Seattle. And so how it affects them will be interesting because if you live outside of Seattle but you work in Seattle, you still could be affected by these things. It could be more money out of your pocket when you spend money in Seattle. So tell us a little bit about this.
$8.9 billion is the budget for 2026. You remember in April there were projections that the city was about $240 million in the rears, budget shortfall they had to make up. So this is the mayor's proposal, which now goes to city council, and then for the next 2 months, city council will chew on it, and they'll come up with something by November, and then that'll be the end of it. There's a couple of themes in here, though, that I think I'll tell you, there's so much information in the budget. I mean, I don't want people to fall asleep, so we're not gonna
do the absolute sexiest things
taxes,
in this budget.
New taxes. That perks up ears. That perks up ears, right? So here's what the proposal includes: an increase of a 0.1% sales tax for public safety. A lot of that will go to different programs that are out there under the blanket of public safety. But the other is an increase in the B&O tax. That could generate, the mayor says, $81 million. The budget director, Dan Eder, kind of spelled it out for us yesterday that it will target larger corporations and for most small and medium-sized businesses.
The B&O tax proposal, the biggest move here in the budget, provides tax relief or entirely exempts 90% of current B&O taxpayers.
And the hope is for smaller business that it'll encourage people to spend as well. So still, though, check this out. In 2027, let's skip a year ahead, he also shared with us that Seattle is still facing another budget shortfall of $140 million for 2027. So they've got to balance that budget as well. They're going to state lawmakers soon to ask them to lift caps on things like property taxes. There's a Tim Eyman, from way back in the early 2000s, so they can start looking for new revenue sources. So it's not just taxes now; could be later. A lot of money, real quick, going toward affordable housing as well as safety and things like that. But taxes,
like I said at the beginning of this conversation, makes me glad I don't live in Seattle. These are the when his focus is taxes.
Well, taxes to make it a better place to do business and come visit and spend your money.
A better place to do business. I want to give you a ranking here from the Tax Foundation, nonpartisan. Washington ranks in the lowest 10 states to do business in. Number 45.
All right.
Not good.
Woo!
And when you're talking about
5 places we could drop and be the worst.
Yeah, we could be as good as New York, New Jersey, California, Connecticut, Maryland. We're number 45. And when he's talking about taxing bigger businesses, I wonder if there's like a goose that laid the golden egg scenario that he's not considering.
Well, critics are worried that might scare off large corporations. They
100%.
They might leave the city.
They might just decide, hey, you know what? There's other places that we could be. Bellevue's nice. A lot of tech talent in Bellevue.
Always the case, man.
Always the case. All right, but hey, he loves taxes, and that's what he loves. Can't fault him for that. All right, Luke Ducey, thanks for coming in, man. We appreciate it. Next, very excited, Mariners. They clinched the playoff spot, but could they even climb higher? Lyle Goldstein from the Marine Layer podcast is going to join us next. Stick around. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino.
Hey, that energy, that sensation we're all feeling right now, that's playoff fever.
Let's just talk about these Mariners.
They're the talk of the town.
They've won 14 of 15 games.
Can we just talk about that catch by Robles?
A season-saving catch by Victor Robles.
KIRO Newsradio has all the Mariners buzz.
It's just kind of unbelievable.
And our partner Seattle Sports has the games. Listen free on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Spike O'Neill for Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. You know, my vision all my life was perfect. I never had to worry about my eyesight. 20/20, all the time. And about 10 years ago, I noticed a decline. We all do it over time, right? So I went to the offices of Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens in Bellevue, had a comprehensive eye exam. They told me that I had the beginnings of cataract, and I was a perfect candidate for refractive lens exchange surgery. I had a lot of questions, a little anxiety. They answered every question, put me at ease. I had a simple procedure, 2 hours, one afternoon, 2 weeks of recovery, and boom. I will never need glasses. I will never develop cataract. I've got the best vision of my life. And you can have it too. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens is privately owned. No corporate shareholders, no boardrooms. Dr. Sharp built his business on the principles of always strive to be overaccomplished, not overpriced. I love that. Now more than ever, and that's his commitment. Call 425-451-2020 right now. Book your appointment or go online to sharp-vision.com, sharp with an E-vision.com, official eye care providers of Sounders FC.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-486-9600. That's 800-486-9600.
The celebration is on for the 21st anniversary at Angel of the Winds Casino Resort. They're turning up the excitement from October 1st through the 28th with special events, entertainment, and unforgettable experiences. Come celebrate over 2 decades of memories at Angel of the Winds Casino Resort. Whether you're stopping by for a night out or planning a weekend escape, there's something for everyone. Feel the energy, enjoy the festivities, and be part of the party. October 1st through the 28th, only at Angel of the Winds Casino Resort.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
If you use the carpool or toll lanes along SR 167 without a Good2Go account, you'll soon receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. A Good2Go pass saves $2 on every toll. That is not a change. Learn more at good2go167.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch.
Violence is wrong. Politically motivated violence is wrong.
U.S. Senator Ted Cruz talking about the shooting at a Dallas ICE facility today. 2 people died. A third is in critical condition. Police say the gunman died from a self-inflicted wound. No officers were injured. Jimmy Kimmel returned to his late-night stage for the first time since he was suspended over comments he made about the Republican response to Charlie Kirk's death. He said it's clear President Trump wants him fired.
He did his best to cancel me. Instead, he forced millions of people to watch the show. That backfired bigly.
Kimmel choked up when he told the audience he never intended to make light of Kirk's murder. Here in Western Washington, court documents indicate that the U.S. Marshal's Office is satisfied Travis Decker is dead, citing DNA tests that have come back from clothing recovered with human remains found recently. The Chelan County Sheriff says he's waiting, though, for tests on the body to be done.
I think that's just being cautious and thorough with our investigation.
Decker's accused of murdering his 3 young daughters. Washington State is going to take in $903 million less than expected through 2029. That's what revenue forecasters are predicting now. State Chief Economist Dave Reich says the national and state economies are just slowing down.
Things kind of panned out as we expected. We're seeing slower GDP growth and slower employment growth here in Washington.
And the governor says the Trump administration has pulled billions of federal dollars from Washington state. State Republicans say Democrats who controlled the legislature need to rein in spending. Washington Secretary of State Steve Hobbs is saying no to the U.S. Department of Justice, which is trying to get a hold of information on state voters, including
your last 4 Social Security number, driver's license, full birth date. This also includes your phone number and email address.
Hobbs says handing over that information would raise legal and privacy concerns, and it would actually violate state law. The department has not yet replied to Hobbs' letter. A SpaceX rocket launched this morning from the Kennedy Space Center.
3, 2, 1, engines full power, and liftoff.
It is carrying scientific instruments for NASA and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 151 points, NASDAQ off 88. KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Heather. Global Credit Union's got the update. Linwood to Seattle plan on 25 minutes. You're all good until you reach Northgate, and from there, it's crowded all the way into downtown Seattle. North 5, you're going to slow at the Michigan Curve up to I-90. Eastbound 90, you're looking good across Mercer Island where we have a long-term lane restriction. Northbound 405, crowded through the Renton S-curves. South 405, getting crowded through the Factoria. And let's see, northbound on the Valley Freeway, you're in a 2-mile backup heading through Pacific where you're down to 1 lane near Ellingson Road. This is going to be a long-term lane closures with us, at least for a couple days, it looks like. Global Credit Union, where members enjoy no-fee accounts and early payday with direct deposit. Learn more at globalcu.org. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunshine today with highs in the mid-70s. It's 66 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. Very exciting times if you're a baseball fan. If you've been a Mariners fan at all in the last 2 decades, it's been kind of a rough time, but right now it's looking pretty good. Last night they clinched their playoff spot, but it could get even better than that. Listen to this. This is from last night. Little highlight.
Here's the set and the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a drive deep into the gap in left center field. Down for extra bases. Rayleigh will score. Crawford will score. He's waving in Julio. Here comes Julio rounding third. He'll score. A bases clearing 3-run double by Josh Naylor. Holy smokes, the Mariners have the lead. 4-3 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Naylor comes through in the clutch with 2 outs. A double into the gap in left center field, scoring Rayleigh, Crawford, and Julio Rodriguez. It's a brand new ball game, and the fans are on their feet here at T-Mobile Park.
All right, very exciting, very good stuff. I'm excited to join us on the show for the first time, but hopefully of many more visits. We got Lyle Goldstein, who hosts the Marine Layer podcast with TJ Mathewson. You guys should check it out. It's really great. If you're a Mariners fan, it's a great place to get your info. They also post a bunch of funny videos on X and Instagram. Lyle, welcome to the show. I think we got your mic going there. Welcome to the show, Lyle.
What's up, Jake? Thanks for having me on.
I know. We see you all the time in the newsroom in passing, and Spike didn't even know that you did a
so
Mariners podcast.
Man. I was, because when I see you, you're always just, to yourself, and you're quiet, you're reserved, you're respectful of the surroundings, you're eating a sandwich. I'm thinking, what does this guy do? What does this guy do here? Is he... and I know I've learned that you work for the Brock and Salk show on Seattle Sports, but you are a star, man. Jake turned me on your podcast only about a week ago. So I haven't had to see you sell, losing season after losing season after losing season. I'm sure that's a little different.
You caught him on the way up.
I caught you at the top, top of the mountain.
It's pretty fun. So, Lyle, tell us a little bit about where we're at right now with the season. They're in the playoffs, which is nice. And what they can still accomplish. They have a couple games left.
Definitely. Well, first off, Jake, when you see me in the newsroom, it's probably because I'm exhausted after getting up at 4:30 in the morning.
Fair enough.
And believe me, that is a long-standing topic on the Brock and Salk show about me and my lack of sleep on a daily basis.
He's always quietly eating a sandwich, and then he goes up into the lactation room and sleeps. That's not a joke.
No, I know
he was just doing that. We had to go get him in the room before he came on the show here.
Smart man.
Where the Mariners are at. Well, you guys probably know they clinched the playoff spot last night. You guys played the Sounds. Second time in 25 years they've done that. Extremely exciting. Fired up to see it. I mean, every fan should cherish what they're watching because, again, after everything that everybody went through for 21 whole years, cherish those moments because, again, you don't get them every day of the week. But in terms of where the rest of the season stands, there's still more work to do for as exciting as it is that they clinch. Their magic number sits at 1 for the AL West, meaning if they win or if Houston loses tonight or any time in the next 5 days, the Mariners will win the American League West for the first time since 2001. And additionally off that, their magic number to get the number 2 seed is 2 games, meaning in the next 5 days, any combination of 2 Mariners wins or losses by either Cleveland or Detroit, they're tied right now, so we'll see how that shakes out after tonight, would give them a first-round bye in the playoffs and the number 2 seed. So the Mariners are in position to do something that they have not done in a really long time, because even when they made the playoffs in 22, they were a wild card team, not a division winner.
Yeah. How frustrating was it for you in this season? Because we would talk in the back by the coffee machine when they were having good times and bad times. But there was a run there where they were just losing, and it looked like this amazing season that they had started building. You have the home runs by Cal and everything that was going in the right direction, and then it kind of started to fall apart, and everybody was like, oh, okay, this is the Mariners that we've been seeing for the last two decades. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what that's like, the emotional roller coaster.
To make sure I have the point of the season right, are you talking about just a few weeks ago when they lost a bunch of games on the road?
Yes.
Yeah, man, baseball is such a roller coaster. And there's been different parts like that throughout the year for the Mariners where they've just endured some brutal losing streaks, probably none more than the one you're referring to, where they just seemed like for the life of them, they could not win on the road. Even after the deadline, when they got Naylor and they got Gino back, and they had all of these offensive pieces added to the roster that really felt like they'd put together the best lineup they'd had in some time. And for whatever reason, going up against teams that they should have beat, they just could not string together series wins. Not against the Guardians, not against the Rays, etc., not against even the Angels. When they would go out on the road, man, it was a lot of losing baseball games. But in terms of the roller coaster that you endure through a year, yeah, it's so funny because now as we ultimately sit, the Mariners are going to probably end the regular season as the second best team in the American League. But there's been so many times throughout the year where it never felt like they were going to be that or do that. And that's just the nature of the baseball season as a whole. Even a few weeks ago,
that did not feel likely.
No,
they're what, 16 out of 17 now? It's unreal. Unreal, the September they put together. And I'll go back to Saturday night on the play, the diving catch to end the bottom of the ninth on Saturday night. Is it his name? I don't want to butcher it.
Victor Robles?
Robles. I would say Robles. Robles. Victor Robles. If he doesn't make that catch and they blow a 6-0 lead in that game, and here come the Astros reinvigorated on Sunday, we could not be in first place after the series instead of a 3-game lead, and now they're unstoppable. It seems. Yeah, it comes down to one play.
That was one of the best catches in the history of the Mariners. I'm not kidding. When you look at the magnitude of that play and where it shakes out compared to the history of this franchise, there's not that many that top that one. Obviously, you have Edgar's double or Carlos Guillen's bunt, but like that one ranks high.
But the swing that could have happened, him not getting to that ball.
Just to round you out a little bit for the audience who may not know you, did you grow up in the area? Have you always been a Mariners fan?
Always. So grew up in Kirkland, went to Lake Washington High School, left the state for college. I went to Arizona State to go do sports media and major in sports media. But yeah, I'm Seattle born and raised.
Okay. As you look at this Mariners team, and as they're in the playoffs, which feels really nice to say, and maybe even better, maybe even getting a first-round bye, how competitive is this team going to be when we talk about long-term playoff viability, like World Series talk? I've heard that be thrown around a little bit, which feels silly to throw that around, but tell us a little bit about it.
For 2025, you mean?
Yes.
Well, it's funny. They have, right now, far and away, the best World Series odds of anybody in baseball.
Do they really?
It's happened that way.
Far and away?
Over the last few days, if you look at some of the baseball sites, like Fangraphs, for example, is something we use, they've got essentially 1 in 5 odds right now, which is crazy.
Because the best in all of baseball. I mean, it is. It's
2 weeks ago, they weren't anywhere close to that. Right. So when you have the rotation that they do, because when they are all at their best and they're all clicking like they have been the last few weeks, you can't find another rotation in baseball that matches what those guys do, paired with a lineup that's been as good as it's been in 20 years. So when you combine those two things together, that's why people are so high on them right now, paired with all the winning. In years past, they haven't had quite that. There's always been an element that's been missing. This feels like the most complete team they've had in a long time.
That's exciting. That's
and real quickly, how about beyond this year? Are they in a position to keep these players that they required? And we know that Julio's locked up. We know Raleigh's locked up.
Yeah, this is a sustainable product they've got going. Very.
All right. Well, if you guys want to check it out, you like more of that, you can listen to the Marine Layer podcast. That's Lau Goldstein.
I thought it was about weather.
Man. We appreciate it.
I thought it was about weather.
Well, maybe you'll probably get some weather talk on there.
No, he's nothing but. I love this guy.
All right. Thanks for coming in, Lau. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
All right. We got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The Northwest's trusted news source, KIRO Newsradio.
Police in Federal Way are investigating what appears to be a car explosion.
KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey is live from the neighborhood.
I can't tell you enough how crazy this scene is here.
Coverage you depend on.
A massive police presence in Kent.
From voices you know and trust.
We have an active fire inside one of these buildings here.
KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Hey, Jake Skorheim here. And when I needed work done on my roof, there was only one company I was going to call, Valentine Roofing. They went the extra mile to get there fast. They got my roof looking like new again. The scheduling was seamless and easy. I've already told you about this. I couldn't be there. I was on the air doing the job here, and still, they got the job done while I wasn't at home. They sent me all the details in a nice and easy little link. It had pictures and video of the service. And let me tell you what, if your roof or your gutters are not fall ready, if those asphalt shingles are cracking and breaking down from years of moss, which is what happened to my roof, if your gutters are sagging, clogged, or pulling away, you should do what I did and call Valentine Roofing. Don't trust your home to anyone else. Those leaves, needles, and branches, they will fall. The rain will come. But fortunately, Valentine makes knocking out that fall checklist stress-free. They'll even insulate your attic or clean the exterior of your home. And with zero down financing for most projects, you can get the work done now and pay over time. So this fall, give your home the Valentine it deserves. Check them out online at valentineroof.com or call 206-ROOFING to get your free estimate today. That's 206-ROOFING.
Switching bath soap from sandalwood to tropical essence? That's glamping in the rainforest. Sometimes a different way is the better way. Like the SR 509 Expressway near SeaTac. Tolling soon. Free Good-to-Go sticker pass at goodtogo509.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these 3 books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit DanielNelsonMD.com. That's DanielNelsonMD.com.
Hey, Seattle, Jaden Schwartz for Techline Roofing. Call Techline Roofing and trust the team I trust. With the strongest warranty in the business, Techline Roofing has you covered. That's TEKLINE roofing.com. Trust Techline.
If you're thinking about renovating an attic, spending more time in your sunroom, or building onto your home, a Carrier ductless unit is the perfect solution for climate control. It's efficient, quiet, and incredibly flexible when it comes to installation because there's no ductwork required. It's just one more way we're making your home totally comfortable.
Your local Carrier heating and cooling dealer will improve your home's comfort, air quality, and efficiency. Visit CarrierNorthwest.com to find the expert near you. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Open enrollment for Medicare is coming up. Are you ready? Herb Weisbaum, the consumer man here. Get organized early with a Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit from the Insurance Commissioner's SHIBA program. Order your free copy today at insurance.wa.gov.
KIRO News Radio has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game on Sunday, October 5th. Head to the KIRO News Radio app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the KIRO News Radio app, the better your odds will be. Do it every day, September 23rd through September 29th. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win. From the station where the 12s hear the Hawks, KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
All right, welcome back to the show. Lots of stuff to discuss today. This is a really interesting story. This is an update on we should get a continuing coverage thing. Continuing coverage. Bum, bum. Of the Coldplay couple. Remember that Coldplay couple?
Scam cam, Coldplay couple. Shame.
Affair cam. 25.
The face of shame.
The face affair. You decide. This was a story that swept the internet and it's weird what the internet decides is the biggest story of the day.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
this
so
thing swept the globe.
This thing swept the globe
Yeah.
over a weekend, and I feel like the reason it swept the internet is because there was a comeuppance quality to it.
Mm-hmm.
This is, of course, the couple who was caught on a kiss cam at a Coldplay concert, and I believe we have audio of this. The camera pans around, finds this couple in a loving embrace. She immediately ducks out of sight, and Chris Martin, lead singer at Coldplay, had this to say.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Everybody loves it. Very, very funny. And as it turned out, they were not with their partner. They're legal married partners. Yeah. They were actually co-workers. He was the CEO of a company. She was the head of HR, which... That twist of irony is pretty hilarious.
If anybody in the building should know better.
Yes, absolutely. So
he had to quit his company.
He had to step down to save the company's stock price.
Right.
He leaves. She, I believe, also made a quick exit.
Oh, there they are.
And
there
they are right
just
there.
Slinking. Oh,
they just did everything wrong.
Everything.
Their just instinct was bad.
But that was the beauty of it going so viral.
But the instinct was bad before the kiss cam found them. The instinct to be there.
No. Don't get me wrong.
They're full of bad
Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
But it is interesting. It's just interesting because it was like
they
this.
driven into a lake and decided to roll the windows down.
Yes.
Get in more water faster.
Absolutely. Yeah. Which actually is the right instinct if you're going to be stuck in a lake.
It's true. Bad analogy.
The worst instinct, the instinct for this one would be if they just went in and they kept the windows rolled up.
Yeah, we'll just hold out till somebody comes to get us.
And then somebody tries to dive in and rescue them and then sees that they're not with their partners and they hide.
That's it.
All right. So
what's the update?
Here's the update on this story. So this woman, she and her husband, her name is Kristen something. She and her husband were actually already separated when this happened. The CEO, I believe, was not separated from his wife. And so that's kind of where they were hiding. Yeah. But she was already separated from her husband, and he has now come out to say that, like, hey, you know what? We were... Things between us are good because we were already, our relationship had already essentially ended. You know, divorces take a long time and the division of all that stuff takes some time. So as a funny twist, though, her husband, legally speaking, was also at the Coldplay concert with his own date. So he could have been on Kiss Cam, and they must have known that each other was there. It just wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, maybe.
But I don't know if he knew that she was there in a cuddling capacity with her boss.
An adulterous relationship.
Yes.
With her boss.
Yes, allegedly. I mean,
the irony here is though that they're an estranged couple, both of them there,
with
at the
separate
show.
people.
Yeah. The husband was probably with a date. Legit as all get out.
Yeah, couldn't have cared less.
Right.
Yeah,
and
it was totally
he was
fine.
dating somebody who probably wasn't. I don't know. Was his date married to somebody else as well?
I tend to, you know what? Who knows in this story? It wouldn't surprise me if he was there.
Got the worst judgment you've ever seen in your life.
It's just crazy. These people are all so rich too. Like as I read these stories, it's a very high class of people. Like I think that they might be in some sort of a suite there, which is not.
Well, no, it was a private suite, which is all good, well and good.
So you have the CEO of a company that's like an AI company, I believe, that's
worth a ton
in the billion range, a couple billion range. So he has to step down. She's the head of HR, so I'm sure she's making a pretty penny from it. Her estranged husband, who was there with a separate date, I believe owns like a tequila company or something. So, just because you have money doesn't mean everything's going swimmingly in life, I guess would be the point. Back to really fast the things that make stories viral. I do not know what the ingredient is. And obviously people have now they spend entire careers trying to figure out what the ingredient is to make something go viral.
Yeah.
But a story like this, where they're jumping out of the way and there's some comeuppance value, I think comeuppance is a key ingredient in viral stories. Because shortly after this, we had the Phillies Karen.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember the Phillies Karen?
Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh, yeah.
And there was a sense
She
of
owned the world for a weekend, too.
And she owned the world for a weekend.
Yeah.
And then it kind of fades away. But it's when you think about how much time goes to covering those stories, like how much it costs for media to broadcast those stories. Like it's a lot of money that goes into broadcasting these stories.
Yeah.
And those are the biggest things in the world, aside from major world, breaking news.
Well, yeah, but it's eyeballs. It's people's attention. We love the comeuppance story. You're right.
Yeah, big time.
You remember all the imitators that next week?
Oh my gosh.
It's
probably still happening.
Probably still going on.
Yeah.
The Philadelphia Philly fanatic.
Both of these had imitators.
Yeah,
you have somebody like holding someone else, and then you have somebody taking a ball from someone.
I think they're both going to be the Halloween costume of the season.
Well,
I would have said before that it was going to be the couple, the Kiss Cam couple, but now I'm thinking that Philly's Karen has knocked them off
Maybe
their
Philly's Karen breaks
pedestal.
up the couple.
Yeah.
Everyone in costume.
There
right?
you go. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Your favorite Seahawks gear? Check. Face paint? Check. The Mike McDonald preview on KIRO News Radio? Check.
We want to win the game.
Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald joins the voice of the Seahawks, Steve Rabel, in the final interview before every Seahawks game. Friday mornings, the Mike McDonald preview, only on Seattle's Morning News.
I'm really proud of the work that we've done. I'm proud of the guys' spirit.
This is where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
It's G. Scott. School's back, and it's rally time. Time to rally around the campaign to keep kids healthy. Kids need fruits and veggies to grow strong and stay focused, but for families on tight budgets, that's not easy. Safeway and the Washington State Department of Health have teamed up and need your help. Every dollar you donate at Safeway checkout helps families in need. And with SNAP Produce Match, they get twice as much for the dollar. Next time you're at Safeway, please donate to keep kids healthy.
I'm Macy House with Baird Global Investment Banking. In today's markets, global financial capabilities aren't worth much without personal attention to your priorities. Baird Banking, Research, and Private Equity professionals are located across 3 continents, sharing more than investment expertise. As employee owners of our firm, we all have a personal stake in your success, here in the Pacific Northwest and around the world. Discover the Baird difference. Visit rwbaird.com/Seattle.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
Calm? I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
Is your car road trip ready? Don't get stranded. Get to Bucky's Complete Auto Repair. Bucky's has been preparing cars, trucks, and SUVs for safe, worry-free travel for over 50 years. We take care of your car with experience and good old-fashioned customer service. For all your oil changes, brakes, AC charging, and factory maintenance, choose Bucky's. No appointment needed, and yes, friendly financing is available. Visit Bucky's.com. Bucky's, where your car feels right at home.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Homes are sitting, but the bottleneck's about to break. Set yourself up for success by working with the Novak team. Mike Novak guarantees to sell your home in 21 days. If not, he sells it for free. Go to meetthenovaks.com. That's meetthenovaks, NOVAKS.com.
Looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. A gunman opened fire on an ICE facility in Dallas today. The Department of Homeland Security now says one detainee was killed. Authorities say the suspect who fired from the roof of another building killed himself. The FBI's Joe Rothrock.
This will be a whole of government response. There will be no resource not utilized to bring all those individuals who are responsible to bring them to justice and to hold them accountable.
CBS's Scott McFarland reports the attack raises questions about the security of federal facilities.
In the past couple of years, the number of threats against federal complexes has significantly increased. Hundreds of threats against the buildings or the employees themselves each year, not to mention the many hundreds of crimes that occur on federal grounds or inside federal buildings from people who work there or are visiting there.
Families of those killed in a mid-air crash between a passenger plane and an Army helicopter over Washington are filing suit against American Airlines, its regional carrier, and the federal government. Attorney Bob Clifford.
The crash of American Eagle 5342 was predictable, it was preventable, and caused the needless loss of 67 lives on that fateful evening.
President Trump signaled a shift in his stance on Ukraine yesterday during his UN speech. He also again called for Europe to quit buying Russian oil. Nancy Cordes reports there are two key countries which may not have gotten his message.
Will President Trump pick up the phone and start leaning more heavily on Hungary and Turkey to buy their oil and gas from somewhere else, perhaps even from the United States?
Syria's new president addressed the UN Assembly today. He said Israeli raids in his country could spark new conflict.
In face of this aggression, Syria is committed to dialogue, and we're committed to the disengagement of forces agreement of 1974, and we call on the international community to stand beside us in the face of these attacks.
YouTube says it will offer creators a way to rejoin the streaming platform if they were banned for violating COVID-19 and election misinformation policies that are no longer in effect. The move is the latest in a series of content moderation rollbacks from tech companies. Tech contributor Ensure.
YouTube's decisions have major impacts. The platform is used by more than 2 billion people, or effectively a quarter of the globe. And that carries a lot of responsibility.
On Wall Street today at the closing bell, stocks finished lower. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
U.S. Marshals say Travis Decker is dead, while the sheriff says not so fast. But first, KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
Hey, thanks, Heather. Kia of Everett has the update. South Tacoma, South 5 at South 38th. We've got a collision taking up your left lane. That's got you backed up all the way to the Tacoma Dome. Northbound on the Valley Freeway, we've got a 2-mile thick backup as you head through Pacific, or you're down to one lane near Ellingson Road from last night's bridge strike. This will be with us through at least the rest of today. Linwood to Seattle taking 20 to 25 minutes. You're crowded from Northgate into downtown. It gets really thick there at 520. North 5, you've got a brief slowdown at the Michigan curve up to I-90. Our lake bridges are wide open. South 405 is crowded through Factoria. Bellevue to Renton is a 20-minute commute. Everywhere else, we're looking good. Thinking of a Kia EV, you got to act fast. Thousands in tax credits end September 30th. Visit KiaofEverett.com for their huge selection. Kia of Everett, simple, easy, fun. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch. The U.S. Marshals now say Travis Decker, the man accused of murdering his 3 young daughters, is dead. The Chelan County Sheriff is not quite ready to make it official, though.
Sheriff Mike Morrison wants all DNA results back from the state crime lab to make sure they all match before he agrees Travis Decker is dead.
We want to make sure that what we have from clothing matches up with the remains and all of our other evidence, but I think we're on the right path.
Tuesday, U.S. Marshals filed a motion to dismiss an arrest warrant for Decker, advising a judge Decker is deceased. Morrison says he'll file a similar motion once he can officially bring closure to family and friends. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
A University of Washington student is in custody accused of shooting a Washington State football player in Pullman. The 20-year-old suspect claimed self-defense, saying he was trying to protect his cousin, who's now in critical condition, after they were attacked at a party. The family tells KIRO 7 TV.
Why did this happen? That's the scary thing. Why? It didn't take all you guys to beat my son damn near to death.
Her son faces the UW student faces assault charges. The football player is recovering. Shops that sell gowns are on high alert after a string of thefts. Police say groups of women have been targeting stores in Everett, Burien, and Tacoma, walking out with thousands of dollars worth of gowns and accessories. Shop worker Ellie Vasquez tells KIRO 7 TV.
I work 3 jobs to put myself through school to help the business go through, and these people are just showing up to steal. It's really disappointing.
At least 5 stores have been targeted. The Mariners have clinched a wild card spot. What do you think about that, Cal Raleigh?
Might as well go win the whole thing.
If they win tonight or the Astros lose, the Mariners get the AL West title for the first time since 2001. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman is talking with fans about it.
Just friggin' amazing, and we just saw anything happen right out there.
And they say that feeling isn't going anywhere. Although there have been some rough patches this season.
It's really rough to be a Mariners fan sometimes.
Fans are seizing this moment, as many of them believe this team has plenty left to play for.
The M's take on the Colorado Rockies in Seattle tonight. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunshine today with highs in the mid-70s. It's 66 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome back to the show. 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. Lots of great stuff to talk about here. A lot of controversial stuff, a lot of stuff that's just funny and interesting. Real fast, speaking of Mariners, we just had Lyle Goldstein from the Marine Layer podcast on with us. He was great. Get you pumped up about the Mariners like you need any more pumping up. People are very excited. The game tonight versus the Rockies starts at 6:40. So here's what my recommendation for you is, because I don't want to, take out any of John Curley's listening. What you should do is you should listen to John Curley until 7, right? You're going to miss the first 20 minutes. These games are long, way longer than they need to be. And then you can listen on 710, Seattle Sports, who carries the game.
If you're like Laura, if you miss Cal Raleigh's first at-bat of the game, it's pretty much a guarantee he's going to hit a home run.
This actually bodes well for the Mariners.
Seriously.
At least if Laura doesn't pay attention.
And I will not.
Good for you.
For the team.
For the team.
For the team.
You're doing it for the team.
For Cal Raleigh.
Yeah. No, that's very good. Good for you. All right. A lot of stuff to get into. Cascade PBS has announced they're making a bunch of cuts. We'll get into that in just a second. Also, the Washington State Department of Health. We were talking yesterday about all that Tylenol stuff. Trump and RFKJ, they made a big announcement about Tylenol. And immediately there was a big backlash of everybody saying, no, Tylenol's, perfectly safe and healthy to use during pregnancy, which it really is the only thing that can bring down a fever for pregnant women. They still don't recommend that you use it. But Washington State Department of Health is saying, here's what they said on their Facebook post. I was interested in this. I was wondering what your thoughts on this were, Spike. Because I've noticed there's a thing, and I'm sure you've noticed this too. Anytime Trump says anything, There's always going to be people, no matter what he says, they just go, well, we got to do the opposite, right?
Yeah, there's a few of those out there.
So this is what Washington State Department of Health said. And the other reason I find this interesting is this Washington State Department of Health, are they part of that trio of people who broke away from federal health guidelines?
With regard to vaccination, there was a West
What is it
Coast
called
Alliance.
again?
There's
the
a West Coast Alliance
Yeah.
of it was, and it's they say medicine-based, science-based of care providers, pediatric associations, yada yada.
And I think it's Washington, Oregon, California. I think Hawaii.
I believe
might
so.
Be part of that as well. I don't know.
I don't think Idaho or Alaska joined on to that.
Idaho would not consider themselves part of that alliance, would be my guess. I can't speak for Idaho, and I wouldn't want to speak for Idaho.
No, that's they have a lovely
That's their
state.
thing.
Yeah.
But here's what Washington State Department of Health said, and I found this curious. They said, we are aware of the White House's statements regarding acetaminophen. Sorry, I can't pronounce that.
Okay. Neither could Trump.
Commonly known by the brand name Tylenol, and claims that its use during pregnancy may increase the risk of autism in children. Years of research have shown that acetaminophen is a safe and reliable treatment for fever and mild pain, including when used during pregnancy. This is interesting because I have seen online, I think we played a cut of this yesterday, but here's one of many. We could spend the entire show playing these cuts, but it would be depressing. This is a woman who's 28 weeks pregnant, who just because they made that Tylenol announcement yesterday, she makes a video of herself popping Tylenol and taking Tylenol, which I find curious. Oh, here's my audio here. Here we go.
28 weeks pregnant. You know what I'm going to take? Some Tylenol, acetaminophen. It's going to work like a charm, and my baby won't have autism.
Shaking it like a maraca.
Oh, okay. I didn't think they came in those bubble packs.
It's a massive, I don't know where she gets. That's like a Costco Tylenol pack.
What's those things where you get really turned on by sound? What is that stuff called?
ASMR.
Yeah,
I've heard.
I think does Tylenol, is that what it is, right? Yeah.
ASMR.
Yeah. Does Tylenol cure that? Because I think the lady's got a problem with sound. She's like,
let's see right here.
28 weeks
I didn't
pregnant.
notice the sound.
You know what I'm going to take? Some Tylenol, acetaminophen.
Just popping
It's going to work like a charm.
Yeah, I'm triggered by
And
this.
my baby won't have autism.
I think the same lady said if you take Tylenol PM, your kid only have autism at night.
There you go.
She liked
But
it.
they'll
This is a
sleep
good
great.
joke, yeah.
Here's the only reason I bring this up. Not to be controversial, not to get into an argument about this. I would caution people from listening to the Washington State Department of Health if they're saying that it's totally safe to use during pregnancy, when even Tylenol themselves say don't use it during pregnancy. That's what Tylenol says. They say, we actually don't recommend using any of our products while pregnant. Thank you for taking time to voice your concerns today. There must be a reason that Tylenol themselves, as a major drug manufacturer, is saying we don't recommend taking our product. And if they're saying that, then I think Washington State Department of Health should also be cognizant of that and aware that if they're telling people go ahead and use that, that doesn't seem to me to be like the cleanest recommendation to give to people, don't you think?
Well, I think yesterday you put it so well yesterday, and we had a disagreement on what the president said and what his intentions were and why people tend to sometimes take what he says with a grain of salt and a Tylenol. You said that always take medications under the care of your doctor.
Yeah, do your research.
I mean, that's it. Well, don't
be
even
cautious.
Even do your research is important. You're right.
Yeah,
but a lot of people who do their own research ignore their doctor's advice sometimes.
Is there people out there who just take pills willy-nilly and they don't read the bottle? You read any bottle of Tylenol that says, hey, you take anything, you look at anything, almost anything. You want to eat a Jolly Rancher. I don't know. That's obviously I'm making a joke, but
you're not supposed to smoke them when you're pregnant.
You're not supposed to smoke them when you're pregnant. Yeah. Smoke them if you got them, except when you're pregnant. There's like a tag onto almost every product that says if you're pregnant, this is known to be something that could be risky, so don't take it while you're pregnant.
Yeah, and that's what even the ones medical organizations that still say it's safe to take under doctor's supervision in the lowest possible doses, for the lowest duration of time.
And I talked about this because I mentioned it on the air yesterday, and then I talked about it again with my wife because she heard the segment yesterday where we were talking about how when she was pregnant and we started having babies, we started our family 11 years ago, all of her doctors said, hey, if you have any of these issues, if you have a high fever, you have headaches, whatever it is, call us and let's chat about it before you make any of these pill-taking decisions.
That's the solidest advice.
Just so you're being absolutely safe. There was a period, pregnancies are tough and, your body does crazy things when you're pregnant. So I've heard.
I've seen it.
I've seen it firsthand many, many times. But so my wife had a period when she was pregnant for about 2 or 3 weeks where she had intense headaches, like intense headaches.
Yeah.
And this was really stressful for her because she had a really bad neck injury a few years ago where there was a tearing of a vessel, and it was a scary situation. And so they told her, you need to be really careful because if this thing breaks, this is aneurysm territory.
Oh, wow.
So it's horrible to live under that weight.
Do you mind if I ask which kid was she pregnant with when this was?
This was my latest.
Oh,
my
so
latest
she'd already
kid.
given birth. Yeah.
So she'd already.
So I think the
she
headache
was nervous about the pushing
right.
and all this stuff.
Well, the headache was probably caused by 3 young boys at home. If I had
There's
to make
also 3 young
if I
boys
had to
at
make
home.
a non-medically educated guess.
So she's having these intense headaches for like 3 weeks. And again, this is post. This is probably 7 or 8 months, I think, post having or maybe a year. But she had this scary medical situation where she's in the hospital. It's just like it's emergency room stuff. We're like for 6 months. It was intense.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So she has these horrible headaches, and the doctor tells her, "You really cannot be taking Tylenol. It's really not what you want to be taking.
Yeah.
Unless you're in a very, very tough situation. If you were literally in a point where you can't function and you want to take a half of one, but do it so sparingly."
Right.
That's all I'm saying here. Just a modicum of self-restraint. So when the Washington State Department of Health, this feels to me, the reason I don't like this, it feels to me like a TikToker with TDS who gets online just to do something in spite of. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what everybody's talking about yesterday. And then they put out this and they say, hey, just to let you know, it's safe, including use during pregnancy. When Tylenol even says it's not safe during pregnancy. So if I were the Washington State Department of Health, this was a Facebook post they put out yesterday, I would check again before you're making these recommendations. And then if I'm people in Washington, I would be careful about who you take your recommendations from. I don't recommend taking them from a president who's not a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
I do recommend taking them from your doctor. And your doctor probably would agree with the Harvard study that Trump was referencing that you should be careful about taking it when you have a baby that you're worried about. So
I think if this statement included, always consult your physician before you do anything when pregnant, it would be a better statement. I mean, because they say in here it's safe and reliable treatment for fever and mild pain.
Yes.
Including when used during pregnancy.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't cost them any more to type in the extra sentence.
Type a little extra thing.
Always.
That's
consult
because they're
with your
trying
doctor.
to establish an anti-Trump thing here, and not
that's it.
Of course. What are they responding to?
Well, maybe I think it's more of an anti-Trump says don't ever take Tylenol, and even a doctor will
We
tell you
said
that's
don't
not
take it when you're pregnant. Yeah.
Well, he said don't ever take it when you're pregnant. Most doctors won't tell you that.
Even Tylenol said. Here's a Tylenol tweet right here.
Even Jamie's doctor said
we
if
don't
you do this,
recommend
call us
using
first.
any of our products while pregnant.
Yeah.
So if Tylenol can say it, and if Harvard can say it, and Trump says it, who cares if he's saying it? Listen to the other two people.
That's fair enough.
If Washington State Department of Health is reading that, like just give people all the information. If you're gonna put something like this out, this feels to me like a political thing, and this doesn't feel as much to me like it's a purely public health thing. That's my read on this, but I could be wrong on that. All right, let's move on to something else here. Let's do Cascade PBS. You see this? They made all those cuts to the newsroom.
Yeah. That's what they lose through federal funding was 8% of their operating budget, if I remember correctly. When the federal funding for PBS, for the Public Broadcast Association, lost their funding, and thus PBS lost some federal funding.
Yeah, $3.5 million they lost. Yeah, due to recent defunding.
And now they've had to lay off news people.
All of their news people. Yeah. They said that they're cutting 20 jobs. Their budget, their organization's operating revenue was $36 million. That seems like a lot for their news organization, doesn't it? $36 million bucks?
I wouldn't know. I don't know what's whenever I try to guess.
$36 million bucks?
Seems like a lot.
Seems like a lot.
What's ours around here?
Local news organizations, not $36 million.
You think? Probably not.
No.
Fair enough. I'm just asking.
Are you getting paid $36 million?
Not all of it. I don't get all of it, but I get a lot of it.
Count up all the hosts we have here. They're taking up the majority of the money.
That's fair.
And then you count the executives.
Well, that's a fair
in the
assessment.
building.
Not that it's a fair distribution. It's a fair assessment.
I think it's fair.
So that's how we lose friends, by the way.
I didn't think it was fair when I was a producer either, but times change. All right. So Cascade PBS is announcing they're letting go of 20 jobs. Here's what the organization said. They said this unprecedented federal decision has had devastating effects on more than 300 public television and radio outlets across the country, and we're not immune here at home. That's Cascade PBS CEO Rob Dunlop. He said in a statement. This was from the union. The union's not happy about this. They said the Pacific Northwest Newspaper Guild is deeply disappointed that Cascade PBS is choosing to eliminate its newsroom and lay off its reporters at a time when we need good, thoughtful journalism more than ever. We do not fully understand why this decision was made, and we'll be meeting with Cascade PBS executives and management in the coming days to discuss the impact on our union members and the reasoning. Now, here's why this is interesting. Guess how many of their administrative staff, how many of their executive branch that they decided to let go in this whole, money-saving effort?
Well, they laid off all their...
They laid off all their news and reporting people.
Yeah.
So how many? I
would think half at least. They would have to lay off at least half.
Of their executive level staff?
Yeah.
How about none? How about none
just
of their
the
executive
nuns got fired?
Just
that doesn't seem
the nuns.
fair.
They only fired the nuns.
Wow, that seems like religious persecution.
And who knew that Cascade PBS had hired a bunch of nuns?
They fired
God
nobody.
bless them.
Well, they fired nobody in administration.
They didn't fire anybody in administration.
It's funny because when we've seen consolidation and cuts for a number of years now, across various industries, right? And usually it seems to me that it's the upper management that they tend to have one person running multiple divisions or multiple cities even
100%.
in their corporate structures.
Yeah.
And it's the guys on the field, guys at the desk, guys out there getting facts, reporting, hunting down stories. Those are the ones that are indispensable. And this seems to be the complete opposite formula.
So the pay of those people, too, that they laid off, I was reading a little bit into this. Publicola had a good piece on it, and some other folks had a piece on it. They're not making a ton of money. It's like $67,000 or something like that for these jobs.
The office suites?
No. These were the reporters.
Oh, the reporters.
Yeah.
So
they lay off those staff. But in the executive wing, they said that there are no plans to cut compensation to executive level staff. Quote, we still need to attract and retain talent to support the success of the operation.
New people to bring in and fire? When you attract talent, you cut your entire reporting staff. What talent are you attracting?
So listen to this. So guess how much they're paying the guy that was quoted as saying why they needed to make these cuts.
I'm going to guess.
You want to do this?
I'm going to aim high. $250,000 a year.
All right, you're aiming high.
Okay.
God bless you, Spike.
I'm learning.
You're learning.
I learn from my mistakes.
You're learning. So you think you're pretty close?
Yeah. I think.
All right, again, this is Rob Dunlop.
I'm shooting way high.
This is Cascade, PBS, Rob Dunlop, CEO, who made, according to their latest IRS filing, his compensation was north of, they say, $550,000.
Oh, my.
In 24. They have 9 executive staff members. He's one of them. So the other 8 executive staff members make up $2.2 million.
Wait a minute.
And so when you have a statement like that that says, the federal government's really pinching us for dollars and we just have no money.
Well, they did go to boxed lunches instead of catered.
But they're bento boxes. They're very pricey and they're very nice. And they come with sushi and they come with all the good stuff.
Damn.
So they have $2.2 million in executive salary, which they're not cutting. And then they're also saying in the same breath, like, well, we got to maintain talent, and this is all federal cuts, and that's why people are upset, and that's why you should be pointing the finger at federal cuts.
Well, and that seems very performative to cut like the entirety of the newsroom.
You could save 10 of them.
Right.
You cut off 20 of them, you could save 10.
If you cut one executive, you can save 10 reporters. It's probably a 10-to-1 ratio on what these guys make.
Okay, so if he makes, let's say, what was his salary? In excess of $550. Yeah, $550.
And the average reporter made?
And the average reporter made 70. It was like 67, high 67s or something.
8 reporters per exec.
Fire one exec and keep some folks around who can write a story.
I mean, are they thinking that they will then, just syndicate news coverage?
Who knows?
I mean, usually that's what happens when you lay people off who do reporting. We've seen this like in newspapers are going away because they aggregate stories from multiple sources. And
they're focusing on digital production.
Right,
so
exactly.
They're new. They just went into a new facility for a company that's just so hurting for money. They just went into a new facility last year for $13.4 million. They did a campaign to raise $13.4 million. So that would be for small donors and corporate donors, things like that.
Sometimes I listen to public radio and I hear the donation
Their begathon,
drives.
yes. Yeah. So they have this begathon. They get all this money. They move into a new location. They spend up, more than $13 million. And then the following year, they're $3 million short. And so they have to fire their entire new staff.
They spent how much on the new facility was
$13 million, $13.4 million is what they raised.
You can't have just one pool at the facility.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
And a hot yoga studio, those are worth the money.
To be fair, I don't know how much of that $13.4 million went into the new facility.
Okay, gotcha.
But I will say that they moved
We're making jokes, of course. Come on.
Well, it's because it's fun.
There's not a hot yoga studio. They just use regular yoga like the rest of us.
You're saying that, but there actually might be a hot yoga studio. Have you been into some of these places?
No.
Some of these like public broadcasting spaces. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
They all have like unbelievable views. Like if you're a company who has to operate because the market says you can operate versus just like the public giving you money.
Right.
It's a whole different beast. They're living high on the hog. And that's
they
why
got a view from their building?
Well,
I would think they should be in Soto, like
they're
in an
in
old
First
warehouse.
Hill. They were in Seattle
right?
Center. Now they're in First Hill, which is not a cheap neighborhood to move into. But I know some of the other places are like down by the waterfront, by like Pike Place and stuff. But this is, again, when you have executives who are making north of $500,000 and they're firing all the new staff who are all making, in the low 70s.
You can't afford to live in Seattle at that rate.
Not even close.
Not even close.
And then you're saying that, it's just the federal cuts. I don't know that it is just federal cuts. I feel like there's some executive salaries that you probably could do without if you really wanted to. But it doesn't sound like they want to. All right. We got a lot more to talk about. Next, this was an interesting thing. Did you see the story in Idaho? There's a fight for school choice.
I did see the story.
I found this very interesting, and I'd be interested in your take on this. You have the Idaho Education Association that does not want to see this, and then you have some other folks in Idaho that say, hey, you know what? Give some school choice. Let people choose a school that fits them, and we'll see how it plays out. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
Hey, that energy, that sensation we're all feeling right now, that's playoff fever.
Let's just talk about these Mariners.
They're the talk of the town.
They've won 14 of 15 games.
Can we just talk about that catch by Robles?
A season-saving catch by Victor Robles.
KIRO Newsradio has all the Mariners buzz.
It's just kind of unbelievable.
And our partner Seattle Sports has the games. Listen free on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, this is Jake Skorheim, and I want to tell you about Valentine Roofing. When I needed my roof fixed, they went the extra mile to get there fast. They got my roof looking like new again. The scheduling was seamless and easy. Even though I couldn't be there, they still got the job done. They sent me all the details with a nice, easy link to my phone, pictures, and video of the service. Let me tell you what, if your roof or gutters are not fall ready, if those asphalt shingles are cracking and breaking down from years of moss, which is what happened to my roof, it happens. If your gutters are sagging, clogged, or pulling away, do what I did and call Valentine Roofing. Don't trust your home to anyone else. Those leaves, needles, and branches, they will fall. The rains will come. We know it. But fortunately, Valentine makes knocking that fall checklist stress-free. They'll even insulate your attic or clean the exterior of your home. And with zero-down financing for most projects, you can get the work done now and pay over time. So this fall, give your home the Valentine it deserves. Check them out online at valentinерoof.com or call 206-ROOFING. Get your free estimate today. That's 206-ROOFING.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-1728. That's 800-275-1728.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
Upgrade your home comfort and save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. With great savings plus free financing on heat pumps, water heaters, generators, and more, our award-winning team has what you need to stay cozy this chilly season at a cost you're comfortable with. Voted best in the Pacific Northwest, we're honored to be your dedicated home comfort company since 1957. Call Bob's and save today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
If you're thinking about renovating an attic, spending more time in your sunroom, or building onto your home, a Carrier ductless unit is the perfect solution for climate control. It's efficient, quiet, and incredibly flexible when it comes to installation because there's no ductwork required. It's just one more way we're making your home totally comfortable.
Your local Carrier heating and cooling dealer will improve your home's comfort, air quality, and efficiency. Visit CarrierNorthwest.com to find the expert near you. Carrier, turn to the experts.
This week at Dimitro's Jazz Alley, experience guitar legend Al Di Meola live on his electric tour, Land of the Midnight Sun. Shows run this Thursday through Sunday. Tickets at jazzalley.com. Next up, the Oregon Trio.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. A gunman took aim today at an ICE facility in Dallas, killing one detainee. CBS's Omar Villafranca reports the gunman took his own life after shooting from a rooftop.
We did see officers looking at the top of some buildings because they're saying it was basically a sniper on an elevated area shooting down into the area.
2 other detainees were also shot and are in critical condition. The FBI says it recovered a bullet engraved with the phrase anti-ICE. An Oregon firefighter arrested by Border Patrol agents has been released from the ICE detention center in Tacoma. Lawyers for Rigoberto Hernandez argued he was unlawfully detained while fighting the Bear Gulch fire last month. Matt Adams is legal director with the Northwest Immigrant Rights Project.
They had arrested him simply because he refused to answer their questions. And this was despite the fact that he was targeted while working on an active wildfire.
Adams says Hernandez has lived in the U.S. since he was 4 and also had a pending visa. He's now back home with family. We have reached out to ICE for comments. Turning now to the closing bell reports, there's an issue with the steering column on some of Ford's biggest pickups. WWJ's Jeff Gilbert says it's leading to a big recall.
The recall affecting the larger Ford Super Duty pickups, F-250s, 350s, and 450s from the 2020 and 21 model years. That's 115,000 trucks in all. The upper shaft of the steering column can detach. Ford has a handful of reports of this happening, but no reports of any crashes or injuries.
And Ford is still working on a fix to that problem. Get ready to pay more for Disney's streaming services. Correspondent Jesse Mitchell has more.
Disney is hiking prices on its streaming services. Starting October 21st, the ad-supported Disney Plus plan will jump $2 to $11.99 a month. The ad-free version is increasing by $3 to $18.99 a month. Fees for bundled plans with Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN will also increase.
That's close today on Wall Street. Dow lost 171 points. S&P off 19. NASDAQ down 75. Now to the real-time traffic desk with Nate Connors.
Hey, thanks, Aaron. Let's start you in South Tacoma. We've got a big collision. It's South 5 at 38th Street. It's blocking 2 left lanes now, and you're backed up bumper to the Port of Tacoma Road. That's about a 5-mile backup. Northbound 167, just a reminder, we've got about a 2-mile thick backup heading through Pacific, where you're down to 1 lane near Ellingson Road from last night's bridge strike. Southbound 167 is now slowing through that scene. Over in Bellevue, North 405 and Northeast 8th, a stall right there in the right center lane. That's got you backed up to Southeast 8th. South 405 is filling in between Southeast 8th and Cold Creek Parkway. Bellevue to Renton, right around 20 minutes. Linwood to Seattle is a 25-minute commute. You're crowded from 85th in the downtown. We do have a collision partially blocking the South 5 off-ramp to Northgate Way to look out for if you're taking that ramp. And in Ballard, southbound at the south end of the Ballard Bridge, roadwork blocks the right lane. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
And your forecast for this afternoon calls for mostly sunny skies, highs in the low 70s. And then temperatures drop a bit the next couple of days, highs in the upper 60s. Right now, 68 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. Welcome. All right, I saw this story. It's over in Seattle Red. I thought this was an interesting conversation. Spike, you and I have talked about education, public school, private school, all that stuff before. Right. Yep. And something interesting is happening in Idaho. There is a law that they're trying to get passed called House Bill 93, and it allows families to apply for subsidies that the state would set aside. $50 million each year would be set aside for families to apply for these subsidies, and then they could use those subsidies to pay for or partially pay for their kids getting enrolled in private schools or alternative to public schools. And basically what the bill is saying is they're not knocking public schools. They're saying public schools, their public education system in Idaho, they're very proud of. In fact, Representative Wendy Horman from Idaho Falls, who sponsored the legislation, she says we can have both in the state of Idaho. We can have a strong public education system and options for parents for whom that system doesn't work. And I'm interested in this conversation because I think this is a really smart approach. I think public schools are great. My kids are in public school. I know that for a time your kids went to both. Your kids had both experiences. You had public and private experience, right?
Correct, with both kids.
With both kids.
Yeah.
That's also me. When I went to elementary through 8th grade, I went to a private school, and then I went to public school for high school.
That's what my youngest did, and we felt that was a perfect recipe.
Good
because
mix.
You learned in the private school with smaller class size, more direct teachers, guidance,
sure.
Supervision.
And you felt like for your student who did that, that was the best way for them to launch into the education that you wanted for them.
Exactly right. Yeah. By the time they got to high school, they knew how to study. They knew how to think for themselves. They were a better student having gone through the private school system.
Yeah, there you go. And like you said, sometimes it means in these smaller private schools, you do have class sizes that are more favorable to the students getting more access to the teachers.
Yep.
You also have things that you have to do without. Private schools don't have near the funding that public school systems get, and so they're oftentimes pretty scrappy. And they have to do a lot of fundraising with parents.
Oh, I sold more chocolate bars. Oh my gosh.
Did you guys do that, the chocolate bar sales?
Of course. World's Finest Chocolate? You bet we did.
I'm so glad that you had
a part. Everybody
did that. My school did that too.
My wife refused.
To sell them?
Yeah. No, well... My wife's like,
Go ahead.
My wife's like, look, we pay enough to send. We spend a lot of money to send our kid to private school.
Yeah, every parent does who sends their kids to private.
And we're like, look, my kid's not going to knock on doors to make. We'll buy we just cut him a check.
Sure.
For the 8 boxes of World's Finest chocolate bars.
Yeah.
And then come Halloween, baby, the O'Neill house
giving out full size
World's Finest chocolate bars. Yeah. You bet we were.
2 birds with one stone.
Yeah, you bet.
We did the same thing. Although my parents wouldn't just cut a check per se. We would bring boxes of chocolate home to sell. I was always kind of nervous about going knocking on doors. I felt as a small child, I feel like I'm just like shilling for the school. My parents are already paying a lot of money.
Exactly.
But at least you're getting something for the fundraising thing. Fundraising now, this is a whole separate side conversation. Fundraising now for schools, because the public schools, private schools, they all do it.
Yeah.
at least the chocolate bar is something that you're getting.
Right.
Now kids are just going out and saying, like, can I just have money for a fun run or something like that? Like, what am I getting for the money I'm donating for fun? Nothing.
You want to come watch me run around the parking lot for 2 hours?
They won't even let you on campus. You're just calling up your friends and family members, begging them for like 50 cents a lap or whatever the money is.
Right.
And we're going to go 50 laps. So bear that in mind when you're making your donation.
I hear you.
Well, when I was a kid, we did the world's finest chocolate. And so you'd always sit out and be like, all right, how many are you going to get? How many are you going to sell? And the top kid always got like I think the big prize when I was a kid was you get to go in one of those wind tunnels with like dollar bills flying around.
Oh, really?
Did you not have
no,
kids in school didn't have those?
We didn't have, no.
Did you have those,
We totally
Laura?
had that. Yeah.
Like they do at casinos where you see how much cash grab you can get.
It's a cash grab wind tunnel.
They used to have, no, it wasn't, they didn't have a cash one at the Northgate Mall. They had just like a hurricane simulator, but very similar. Yeah.
Okay,
Imagine it
We're
with
not talking
cash.
about the iFlyer where you like pretend you're
No, this is
paratrooping.
this is like a just a
it's a cash
phone
grab.
booth.
Yeah.
With a
full of money.
They
turn on the hurricane.
Turn on a
You
hurricane.
grab as much as you can, stuff it in your shirt, stuff it in your pants. You're eating it, put it in your mouth. It's wonderful.
You sell thousands of dollars in some cases of chocolate, and you might walk out of there with like $22.
Woo!
Like it was not a lot of money.
But the thrill lasts a lifetime.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're talking about it even today.
Yes, I'm still like, I wish I could get into a wind tunnel.
Worth of memory.
100%. But so I've never.
Laura, find out what casinos offer those. We're going to do that.
A wind tunnel?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that'd
cash
be fun.
grab. Yeah.
Cash grab. We could set one of those up in here. Just like between commercial breaks, we just like grab cash. I'd like that.
Be awesome.
Would management let us do that? Would they provide the cash?
We'll see how it goes. No.
So, but when I was a
PBS.
kid, and we'll get back to the school funding in just a second, but when I was a kid, my dad, who had a real sweet tooth, every single night he would just go into the box, and I'd wake up the next morning almost like the tooth fairy had visited.
A box of cash.
I'd know, and my dad, there'd be 2 new dollar bills in there, and two bars missing. It was when my dad was had a few extra pounds on.
Awesome.
He slimmed down since, thank God. Anyway, it's fundraising. What were we talking about? Idaho.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a good. Happy medium, right? You can have public schools, but I agree that I don't think it takes away from having a strong public school system. The public school system in Idaho is suing right now the Idaho Education Association.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that would be the probably the teachers union, not the public school system. But the Idaho Education Association, they're trying to strike down this school voucher program. And I don't think that actually improves the education for the kids. I think giving them more options. There are a lot of parents out there who feel like they're not knocking the public school. It just doesn't work for them for whatever reason.
I've read the story. The original story comes from the Idaho Statesman. There's a very good recap and assessment of the story on mynorthwest.com.
SeattleRed.com.
I'm sorry, SeattleRed.com. I don't see where they're not taking the $50 million allotted annually to this from the public education budget.
No,
because I don't
see that.
That was my first main concern. If you're taking money from public schools to reimburse parents or to give tax credits to parents for private schools.
And I don't even have a problem with that, to be honest. I don't have a problem with the money following the kid. I think the money should follow the kid.
Here's my only concern is the private schools, it's great. A family can choose their school.
Yeah.
But private schools, if you're going to get what you're essentially getting is public money then, right?
Well,
if there's $50 million in tax money being rebated or whatever, tax credited to families, that's giving taxpayer money to private schools.
Well,
right?
Here's the thing.
If I'm interpreting it wrong,
you're interpreting it correct, but here's how I look at it. We all pay taxes as parents. We pay taxes. Those of us who have homes, we're paying high property taxes.
Sure. Yeah.
And most of that money, wherever you live, is probably going into your local school system. That's how we pay for schools.
That's how we fund schools, yeah.
That's how we fund these schools. So it is your money that's being spent, and then your child benefits from you paying that money, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't get that money because your kid wants to go to a private school, that doesn't seem completely fair to me either.
No, I've always accepted and acknowledged the inequities of that scenario.
So I do think that it's not a horrible idea that the money follows the kid, but that even being aside, this is not even talking about that, I don't believe. This is a set-aside fund where people could apply for this. It doesn't even mean you're going to get it.
Well, that's the other thing is how do they decide who gets it? Is it based on a financial need?
I imagine probably
I would hope so.
It's probably a lot of first come, first serve. There's probably also financial need based things.
I saw somebody who was, and this was a legislator. It wasn't in Idaho and it wasn't in Washington, so I don't know how relevant it is, but I thought he made a great point.
Yeah.
Private schools get to decide who gets in and who doesn't get in. And if you're taking public money into private schools, which is what voucher programs do, is taking public money and giving it to private schools. Then private schools should have to take any, with space availability restrictions, of course, they don't get to pick their students and accept public money at the same time.
Well, there are still laws that protect against that.
Good.
Section 504, Rehabilitation Act, and Article 2 of the Americans with Disabilities Act. They can't deny somebody because they have a disability. They can't deny things.
Well, they maybe they shouldn't be able to deny anybody who meets the academic requirements. You know what I'm saying? They get to pick and choose their students, not just based on disabilities or those kind of things.
Do you think that's true for colleges? Colleges pick and choose their students. Nobody who just applies gets to be in.
No, they have to meet certain requirements.
You have to meet certain requirements.
Yeah.
So you're okay with requirements for colleges?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And
some requirements are okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess so.
So some requirements.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you got to be able to make the grade, or why are you bothering to go to the school? You got to show yourself as a good student.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it plays out in the Idaho Supreme Court as they, try to figure out whether or not to keep this program. I think it's a good one, so we'll see.
I hope it works out. I hope it'd be great if every kid got the best education possible to them, whether it's in public or private schools, and families who get to decide for themselves what's best for their student.
There you go.
It's hard to argue against that.
Yeah, no, I think you're totally right. Okay, can we talk about Survivor when we come back? My favorite show in the world. It's coming back tonight.
I'll give you as much time as you need to convince me why this is the greatest show of all time. I don't hate it. I just never got it.
You just don't get it.
I've tried.
You're gonna get it next.
Okay.
For sure. All right, stick around. We'll be right back.
The Closing Bell is brought to you by Trajan Wealth Management.
Hey, that energy, that sensation we're all feeling right now, that's playoff fever.
Let's just talk about these Mariners.
They're the talk of the town.
They've won 14 of 15 games.
Can we just talk about that catch by Robles?
A season-saving catch by Victor Robles.
KIRO Newsradio has all the Mariners buzz.
It's just kind of unbelievable.
And our partner Seattle Sports has the games. Listen free on the Seattle Sports app.
Saving for retirement was tough enough for us.
Yes, and navigating markets can be challenging at times.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we take a disciplined approach with your investments.
Tell us more about that.
We take an active approach to money management, positioning your portfolio for opportunities we see ahead.
So all your clients get the same portfolio?
No, we tailor your portfolio to your individual goals and needs.
What about communication? We don't like being left in the dark.
We check in regularly to keep you informed on the markets and your portfolio.
Which means you'll help us stay on track.
Yes, our goal is your comfortable retirement. And as a fiduciary, we always put your interests first, because we do better when you do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
When I needed some work done on my roof, there was only one company to call, Valentine Roofing. And let me tell you, if your roof or gutters are not fall ready, you need Valentine too. Hey, this is Jake Skorheim. Whether it's your roof, gutters, or siding, even attic insulation to exterior cleaning, Valentine Roofing has been helping KIRO listeners for the past 15 years. And with zero down financing for most projects, you can get the work done now and pay over time. So do what I did. Call 206 Roofing and get your free estimate today. That's 206 Roofing.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Are you road trip ready? Bucky's Complete Auto Repair will make your car safe and dependable with expert service and old-fashioned care. Brakes, oil change, factory service, and more. No appointment needed, and yes, friendly financing is available. Bucky's.com.
At Care Partners Senior Living, we believe in providing quality care at an affordable price. Instead of spending on luxury and expensive art, we invest in our people and accommodations with a focus on compassionate overall health. Our communities offer independent, assisted living and memory care designed to preserve dignity, independence, in your estate. Affordable, personal, trusted. That's our promise. Please give us a call. We have beautiful Care Partners communities throughout Washington and Arizona. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Show opening in the history of TV. The best. Absolute best.
I still like Taxi.
You still like Taxi? Don't ruin it with your Taxi whistling.
Driving through the city.
No. Shush. You're ruining it.
I never got this show, man.
All right, so Survivor comes back tonight. Yeah. I'm very excited about this. I'm a massive fan. I've seen every single season.
49. This is the 49th season, if I'm reading correctly?
This is the 49th season.
First off, how do you do that in 25 years? You do 2 a year? Is that what you're doing? You're doing 2 a year?
So yeah, you do 2 years. So they have two seasons that they do.
I gotcha.
And they should do more. I wish they would do 3 a year. They easily could, obviously. Laura, you're also a fan.
They should do Survivor Everett Fred Meyer.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Where you just
That's
have
what they
to
ought to do.
Try not to get mugged.
Well, they put 8 people inside of Fred Meyer, and you survive on what's left.
Lock them in there.
What's left after the clearance sale.
Just eating rats. You're just eating whatever the small rodents
Tequila
are.
goes first, I'm sure.
Right? Sure.
Laura, you watch the show?
I do watch the show. Yes.
Have you watched it your entire life?
No. I
What?
was a late comer
Okay.
to Survivor. But
When did you start
my family's
watching it?
always loved game shows like, the Amazing Race we would watch. I started watching Survivor. Well, it's probably still been like a decade that I've been watching it.
Okay.
You go back and you watch old seasons. People will tell you on Reddit what are the most amazing seasons, and you can go back and it's not like so if you want to avoid looking up who won, you can.
Yeah.
And you can also watch it knowing who won.
The show is just super engaging. My wife makes fun of me for loving it so much. And she always says like it's just kind of a simpleton's game, which I don't think is a fair, I don't think that's fair. Yeah. She doesn't understand. Here's the thing about Survivor.
Outplay, outlast. You have to have
100%.
all three.
There is so much strategy beneath the surface that's happening. It's an amazing social experiment, and people like my wife, and it sounds like you, Spike, don't understand the complexities of the game because you're not students of the game like Laura and I are.
That's fair. Yeah, it's an honest assessment.
What you need to do to get up to speed, because it starts tonight. I don't know if you can probably do this in the next 8 hours.
Watch 3 or 4 or 5 seasons in the next 8 hours.
Okay, I can give you a recommendation of what seasons to watch.
Okay.
And I think you should go back and try to watch, if you can watch 3 seasons in the next 7 hours. That would be helpful.
I probably won't be able to pull that off.
I don't know if you can, yeah.
But what I could do is I could start taping these and delay my start of the new season.
Well, here's
so
the thing.
I've watched a couple others.
They're available on demand. So I believe you can watch them. I don't know if they're still on Amazon, but I think at one time they were on Prime. And when I found out that they were on Prime, I went back and I rewatched like 20 seasons worth.
I think that really speaks to how good of a show it is, that it's that rewatchable.
Phenomenal. Yeah. And my wife, again, thought it was the most ridiculous thing ever because I made her watch a bunch of it.
Okay.
And now we call it Family Survivor because we watch it. It's one of the shows that you can watch as a family because it's wholesome entertainment.
Whoa, Family Survivor is a great concept, by the way.
So they've had family seasons where they have parent-child team members competing, and eventually you have to stab somebody in the back.
Oh, wow.
And so it can be really tricky. So the reason we're bringing this up, number one, is it's just an awesome show and I love it so much. And number two is there is a local who's competing this season. She's from Olympia. I support her because she's a local. She also was in the Army. She was deployed to Afghanistan. Those are all admirable traits. The being a local is not admirable. It's just coincidence.
It's just we like to home.
The fact that she enlisted in the Army and she was deployed to Afghanistan. God bless her. Here's the part that I wish she would not have shared. She describes herself as wacky, and she said that her name is Sage Aarons Nichols. She's wacky, she says, according to the Seattle Times article. She collects pimples and blackheads in a jar.
Well, that'll help on Survivor, right? You have that high-protein snack available. She's running out of money.
Why are we sharing this information publicly? Would you ever share information like that? Ever?
If I was trying to get on Survivor, I would totally make something up like that.
Just to give yourself an X factor.
As a producer, you want something that's going to stand out in your portfolios. People are whipping through all the different, options for people that could come on the show.
Collecting pimples. Would you collect pimples? Would you?
Oh my God!
No, I wouldn't do it. I would lie and say that I did something weird like that.
Dedicated to that specifically?
There is Dr. Pimple Popper,
right?
Yeah, which is
she looking for a crossover?
I have been watching Dr. Pimple Popper.
Oh my God!
No, just joking.
No,
I watch that show. That's disgusting.
Well, yeah.
All right. Well, it airs tonight. You can check that out. And Spike, I think you should. I'm making a strong recommendation.
I'll take another run at this.
Good.
I tried once.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
$83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise, there's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Homes are sitting, but the bottleneck is about to break. Set yourself up for success by working with a team that doesn't just set up your listings and let it sit. The Novak team creates a marketing strategy that's hands down proven successful. Mike sold over 15 1,500 homes and guarantees to sell your home in 21 days. If Mike doesn't get your home under contract within 21 days, he sells it for free. That is no commission for Mike. Go to meetthenovaks.com. That's meetthenovaks, NOVAKS.com.
My name is Jonas Khan. I'm the founder and chairman of Carbitex. We're based here in Kennewick, Washington. We focus on the testing, development, and manufacturing of flexible carbon fiber composites. And we have about 50 people here in Washington. Operating a business in Washington State has a whole host of challenges. We're an AWB member because as a small, medium-sized business, AWB is able to handle so many aspects of state and federal regulations and changes that we don't have the resources to focus on. And of course, being able to take advantage of Health Choice has been a huge help for Carbitex. As we're structuring our compensation package for our employees who are coming on board, a cornerstone of that is health insurance. Not just any health insurance, it has to be high quality, easy to use, a great network, and we have that with Health Choice. And that's just been extremely helpful for us.
If you're looking for a great health plan for your employees, visit ProPointServices.com. Health Choice Trust is offered through the Association of Washington Business and powered by Primera Blue Cross.
Are you happy with how you're feeling these days? Are you slowing down physically or mentally? Ever wonder what your life will be like 10 to 15 years from now? Most of us don't really know how we're aging or if we can even do anything about it. But here's the truth. Knowledge is power, and that's exactly where we start at Longevity Medical Clinic. We run advanced diagnostics to find out what's really going on inside your body, and then we create a personalized hormone and health optimization plan designed specifically to help you live better starting now. Our patients are often amazed by what they discover in their blood work, and even more amazed at how quickly they start to feel like themselves again. This isn't guesswork, it's science, it's personal, and it works. Take the first step today. Call 866-86-YOUNG or visit lmclinic.com to schedule your free consultation. Longevity Medical Clinic. Feel better today and every day after that.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Authorities say a man opened fire on an ICE facility in Dallas this morning, killing one detainee. Two others are in critical condition. The three were in a van at the time. The gunman then shot and killed himself. Acting ICE Director Todd Lyon in a CBS interview confirmed the name of the suspect, Joshua John.
It is an individual from Oklahoma. The FBI is actually working right now, working on social media ties, working on known associates, getting search warrants for his residence to see what they can find on that and what the motive was in the shooting.
The FBI's Joe Rothrock.
Early evidence that we've seen from rounds that were found near the suspected shooter contain messages that are anti-ICE in nature.
CBS's Scott McFarland reports the attack raises more worries about security of federal facilities nationwide.
There is significant concern that there are vulnerabilities at federal buildings that simply can't be patched over right now with the current manpower and with the amount of money that's given to federal security.
Correspondent Matt Piper reports on a lawsuit stemming from the mid-air collision over Washington between a regional American Airlines jet and an Army helicopter.
It is the first of what's expected to be many lawsuits over the January 29th crash near Reagan National Airport. The widow of Casey Crafton from Connecticut, Rachel, who was raising three boys, filed the lawsuit. Daley Crafton is the victim's brother and read a statement from her.
Because of this avoidable tragedy, my young sons and I have to go through life without the love, support, guidance, and laughter Casey gave to us.
Attorney Bob Clifford says they're seeking airline and government changes.
The FAA allowed this environment to exist, knowing that there was massive congestion and these number of near misses.
67 people died in that crash. Stacey Lynn reports a statue on the National Mall depicting President Trump holding hands with Jeffrey Epstein has been taken down.
The statue, put up by a group of anonymous artists, was removed by the National Park Service after just one day. While they did have a permit to keep it up until Sunday, a spokesperson for Park Police said they took it down because it was not in compliance with that permit. The controversial statue is the latest in a series of anti-Trump sculptures placed on the mall. One saluted January 6 rioters, another called Trump a dictator, and there was also one of a giant gold TV playing a continuous loop loop of the president dancing. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
Wall Street had another down day. The Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P 500 are still near their all-time highs. The Dow finished today off 171 points. This is CBS News.
Progressive Insurance, with insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RVs, and commercial vehicles at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
Coming up, U.S. Marshals now say Travis Decker is dead. The latest after Nate Connors at the Real-Time Traffic Desk.
Thanks, Aaron. The KIRO Radio Rundown has this update. South Tacoma, we cleared that collision. South 5 at 38th. We're left with scattered backups, though, from the Fife curve. Northbound 167, you got to get used to this 2-mile backup heading through Pacific, where we're down to one lane approaching Ellingson Road. This stems from last night's bridge collision. Southbound 167 slows at State Route 18 past the scene now. In Bellevue, we cleared our stall North 405 and Northeast 8th. You're backed up into Factoria. Renton to Bellevue has about a 10-minute delay. South 405 is packed from Southeast 8th down to Cold Creek Parkway, Bellevue to Renton, 20 minutes. Our lake bridges are looking good. Linwood to Seattle's at 25 minutes. It is packed, though, at Lake City Way down to I-90. North 5 slows at the Michigan Curve to I-90. And out toward Ballard, southbound at the south end of the Ballard Bridge. Road work blocks the right lane. Text newsletter to 888-973-5476 and subscribe to the daily KIRO News Radio Rundown. Get the latest news and updates from your favorite KIRO News Radio shows straight to your inbox. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
And good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. The U.S. Marshals now say Travis Decker, the man accused of murdering his 3 daughters, is dead. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports the Chelan County Sheriff is not quite ready to make it official.
Sheriff Mike Morrison wants all DNA results back from the state crime lab to make sure they all match before he agrees Travis Decker is dead.
We want to make sure that what we have from clothing matches up with the remains and all of our other evidence, but I think we're on the right path.
Tuesday, U.S. Marshals filed a motion to dismiss an arrest warrant for Decker, advising a judge Decker is deceased. Morrison says he'll file a similar motion once he can officially bring closure to family and friends. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
An 11-year-old student is arrested for bringing a handgun to Liberty Middle School in Spanaway. The Pierce County Sheriff's Office says the boy was arrested yesterday after another student saw that gun in his backpack and alerted school officials. The boy was placed in a diversion program and could avoid charges. Quinceañera dress shops across western Washington are on high alert after a string of coordinated thefts. Police say groups of women have hit stores in Everett, Burien, and Tacoma. Eli Vasquez works at Las Tres Beautifuls Boutique in Everett, tells KIRO 7 TV.
I work 3 jobs to put myself through school to help the business go through, and these people are just showing up to steal. It's really disappointing.
Police say at least 5 stores have been targeted. Seattle Mariners are officially playoff bound. Excitement is building all around the ballpark. Here's KIRO News Radio's James Lynch.
It's early afternoon in the Stadium District, and preparations are already underway for what could be another huge night at T-Mobile Park. At Pro Image Sports, workers are unboxing lots of new merchandise. Stephen Lozano says
interaction with the fans has been awesome. Foot traffic's been high, sales are good.
Now Seattle sets its sights on the American League West crown. It would be their first since 2001. At T-Mobile Park, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Going to be a beautiful night to clinch the AL West, potentially. We'll see temperatures in the low 70s by first pitch. Right now, 68 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down. One jam-packed hour to go. Hope you guys are having a great day. I hope, honestly, you guys listening right now, this is a fun show. We just have fun hanging out. We get to talk about a lot of ridiculous stuff. We get to talk about a lot of important stuff.
Yeah, we do.
But it's pretty cool that we just get to hang out. And I hope you guys feel the same way. We really appreciate you listening. We appreciate the text messages on the text line, 888-973-5476. People who are watching live on YouTube.
If you're not afraid of ghosts. Feel free to. I mean, look at this. They still haven't figured this out.
Yeah, no, this is great.
If you're not afraid of ghosts, you can watch us on YouTube. And
you look more tan than I do.
Well, yesterday I looked like an Oompa Loompa, so they're trying to dial it back in. I've gotten more sun.
Out.
I've gotten more sun than I have.
I legit look like I haven't been outside in my lifetime. I just look like a person who sleeps in a coffin.
Or you just climbed out of the bunker after 30 years of, waiting out that Cold War.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mom and Dad took you down when it was, when it was the thing to do.
I'm like a blast from the past.
Remember that movie? It was a great movie.
Okay, quick side note. That's one of my favorite movies.
Oh, right on.
Blast from the Past.
Yeah, great,
Laura,
great
you seen
cast.
Blast from the Past? Brendan Fraser?
Nope.
Really? Christopher Walken, Brendan Fraser,
Alicia Silverstone.
Great
movie.
Who's the mom? She's great. Super
Joan?
famous.
Oh, Joan.
She played coal miner's daughter.
Sissy Spacek?
Sissy Spacek.
Okay.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Yeah.
Premise of that movie, Laura. Let me tell you about the premise of that movie. Then we'll get
Please
into it.
do.
So Brendan Fraser's dad is a eccentric scientist in the 1950s, and they're worried about the Russians.
Like all Americans.
Yeah.
At that time.
Yeah, and he's wealthy because he's got a bunch of patents. That's the backstory. It's not that important. He built a bunker secretly under his house in the middle of, I think they live in the San Fernando Valley, maybe.
Yes.
Somewhere in LA.
Yep.
And he builds a secret bunker back in the day when everybody was building bunkers. Only this one's like huge, and it's built to withstand decades and decades. And they got fish tanks down there, and they got everything that they need to survive as long as the nuclear fallout happens.
Right.
Then Brendan Fraser is raised down there. He goes down there with his parents as a baby. I think his mom is pregnant actually when they go down there. She was born down there.
You're right. A small plane crashes right onto the door to their bunker.
Yeah.
And they think it's the big one.
They think it's the big one.
Yeah.
And the rest of LA becomes what LA becomes, but they're living down under the bunker. And then he eventually comes up after the allotted time where the nuclear fallout was supposed to wear off.
30 years later or whatever, 20-some years later.
30 years later,
the automatic time locks
1997,
unlock.
Or whenever the movie came out. And so he's got like these 1950s, 60s sensibilities. Maybe it was the 1960s he went down because he would be very old.
It might have been that, but the
90s.
Movie's been around 20-some years.
Well, the movie came out, I believe, in the late 90s.
Yeah.
When Alicia Silverstone was
viable,
famous, and
Sorry,
when Brendan Fraser was still thin.
Right.
This was pre the whale.
You can't get that big living in a bunker.
This is
Eating bunker food. You don't get that big eating bunker
whale.
food. Going to get out the hatch first off. Oh, I'm so sorry. What a brilliant actor.
Why are we talking about that? How did we get on that topic?
I don't know.
We're talking about bridges here.
It was about your pale.
Oh, my pale skin. Yeah. You should watch that movie, though. It's so good. It's so good. And you know what? Even though it's like a 90s campy movie, it actually really stands the test of time.
It's a wonderful story.
It's a wonderful
It really
story.
is, yeah.
It's a great rom-com.
About the heart.
They don't make movies like that.
I'll add it to the list.
What is that called again? Yeah, I might have a clip from that.
Yeah.
Blast from the Past. Yeah. No, I don't. All right. Well, it came out 30 years ago, so you guys can check it out if you're interested. Spoiler alert. I don't want to spoil it for you, Lori.
The Russians didn't do it.
No, well,
that's
true. We know that part pretty quick off. All right. Speaking of things that are busted down, I don't know if the Russians did this.
No.
I don't think they did. Another bridge has been hit by another truck that was possibly just too large to go underneath it. Is this the third bridge that this has happened to?
In
recent
in the last couple
times?
weeks. And I wonder, has there always been this kind of inattention to driving or ignoring of height limit signs for truck drivers?
There's not a way that the algorithms are making this happen. I feel like algorithms chase you around. Once they know you like something,
they'll send you all
showing
the
you
bridge strike stories.
Bridge strike stories are like, you mention RVs and suddenly you're getting all these ads for like RV vacations. But this one, so this one happened to State Route 167 near Pacific. A truck let's see here, the damage is significant enough that some will be reduced traffic. Here's the details. WashDOT said the strike involved an overheight load, though it's unclear whether the load was improperly secured. Officials are urging drivers to check clearance requirements before traveling. So what's really awful about this is part of the detour route on the White River Bridge that was also struck by a truck and is now having to be retrofitted and fixed for the first time in how many years? And it's shut down the entire bridge, and so now there's a big detour. And that whole hassle for folks in that area, because in Enumclaw, that's where the White River Bridge is?
Yes.
all the local businesses are suffering as a result because people just aren't able to get in and out.
Right.
This was one of the other ways in and out, and so
there's a long detour that's like miles and an hour and a half during rush hour traffic to get around these closures of these two bridges.
Where if the White River Bridge was open, it's like a mile or something.
Yeah.
And now they have to massive detour.
There were businesses that were like, say, a diner. There's a particular diner mentioned in the story. People would come across the bridge to have lunch at the diner. Now that's not an option with an hour and a half commute.
Or just come over for a Coke. Have a Coke.
And also, not just have three bridges been shut down, they're going to close another one down for scheduled repair.
So here's the thing that even escalates this even further. The Green River, the State Route 69 Green River Dan Evans Bridge, that is also commonly known in the area as what is this bridge called locally?
Coomer Bridge.
Coomer Bridge. I didn't know it as that because I'm not from the area. Yeah. But apparently, they noticed WashDOT engineers found cracking and advanced corrosion on the stringers beneath the lanes of the bridge.
Okay.
And so they said, we got to go in and fix this, which means we got to shut it down. So there another bridge. It's like a perfect storm of bridge closures. And this is again, if I'm not mistaken, this is in that same area, right?
Yes,
Black Diamond connects Black Diamond with Enumclaw. So this is yet another. Enumclaw is is there a conspiracy against that town?
To cut them off from the herd?
Are they being cut off for some reason? Or is there a coup happening in front of our eyes?
I mean, is it just guys forget how to drive? This was an oversized load.
Well, the
one that took out the latest.
Yeah, the 167 one and the 169 one that we just mentioned that was just engineers noticed on the Green River Bridge.
Right.
That wasn't an oversized load.
But that was regularly scheduled maintenance.
That was maintenance.
They got the only main road in the town now, and if I got it straight, they're only closing it from like 9 at night till 5 in the morning. Is that what I'm seeing? It's being closed from. It says 9 to 5, and I'm assuming that's nighttime. Why would you only close it during the time of day when people actually need the damn bridge?
But I still imagine that that's still gonna. That's just. That area is already
it's
very.
It's the only way in.
Yeah, it's already squeezed.
They're closing that down overnight for 4 nights, and you said before the show was like, why don't they just postpone it until? Because that first bridge strike we heard about was scheduled to reopen in late October, sometime in November.
Sure.
So why don't you just postpone the closure of the
months.
only road into town? The only bridge is still open. Why don't you wait on that till you got the one
till
back
November?
Up?
Yeah, get one open and then shut another one down. Instead of closing all of them.
What are you doing in an emergency? Man, I know that the bridge that got the first bridge that got struck, the White River Bridge, has a footbridge that can be used in emergencies, right?
Yeah.
For emergency vehicles if you had to.
There
was an ambulance capacity.
They can also get an emergency vehicle.
It's not a daily commuter anymore, but it's in case of dramatic situations, emergency situations, you can get a vehicle across it,
which is good.
Yeah,
but traffic, you're stuck. No luck. So this bridge that needs emergency repair, it was built in 1932. Yeah. It carries 11,000 vehicles daily. That's a lot for that area. It is one of 315 WashDOT-owned bridges that are at least 80 years old. The lifespan of these bridges, I guess, is they say around 75 years. So 315 bridges that WashDOT owns.
11,000 a day over cracks and corrosion, man. Old. I get it. You got to close them down.
No, you got to. I guess you kind of have to shut it down. Although it's just the timing seems really bizarre.
I mean, you waited 80 years. You can't wait another 3 weeks.
Wait 3 weeks.
I mean,
I totally agree. Now they update. To be fair, they update these every couple of years just to make sure that they're safe.
Right.
They check them out. But yeah, you can't wait 3 more weeks. But if something happens, I guess they would feel horrible about that. But shutting the bridge down. These businesses there are hurting. So if you're in the Enumclaw area and you're just walking through, probably not driving through, but if you're walking through, spend a little money at those businesses because I think they need it. All right, this was an interesting conversation I think we can have. There was a crash on I-5 this morning. Yeah. It was fatal. This is very sad, but it leads to a larger discussion with you, Spike, because you ride motorcycles. But there was a motorcycle and vehicle incident that happened this morning on I-5. All lanes of I-5 south were closed at around 4 a.m. All 5 lanes of southbound were blocked. Obviously it's reopened now, but they're investigating. It was an extended closure while they investigated, and somebody did die, which is horrible. But when I saw that it was a motorcycle story, I thought, oh my gosh, I wonder how this affects Spike when he sees these stories. Because you ride frequently.
I do, and we see these stories every time anybody is lost in a motorcycle collision. The kind of community, everybody knows somebody who knew this guy, and it's always the case. Always the case. You never. It's funny. You never feel immune. At least I don't, and you shouldn't if you drive a motorcycle. If you ride a bike, you're always aware.
Sure, you got to be.
Yeah, that somebody's gonna. It's how do I phrase this without being completely insulting? It's never. I'm having such a hard time. Whenever there's somebody who perishes in these accidents, it gets to me. You have to drive like you're invisible and assume no one sees you.
Yeah.
Don't ever assume that somebody, just because you've got the right of way, just because you were in the right in a motorcycle car accident, you're still the one that's going to pay the price as a motorcycle rider.
Yeah.
And you're always aware that there's every situation. When I got my motorcycle license almost 30 years ago, my training almost 30 years ago, they teach you to be I'm a better driver having ridden a motorcycle. You're more aware of your surroundings. You scan, I think they used to call it SIPTI, scan, identify, predict, decide, and execute. You always.
And that's a motorcyclist?
That's a motorcycle formula. You scan the road as you ride. You identify potential hazards. Right, you predict what this guy's going to do. You see this guy up here. He's got next to him. He's an opening, so he may do that. You decide what you're going to do.
Which is why when I see people lane splitting, I'm always so shocked that people lane split. Yeah. That seems so crazy dangerous to me, especially up here because we're just not used to lane splitters.
It's still illegal in Washington.
Yeah,
and people come up to the area from places where it is legal, and they're used to it, and they understand, and they feel safe doing it.
But the cars aren't watching
exactly.
For you when
the drivers here aren't expecting you to be zipping by their car. And we've all seen people, you get one car space, someone wants to change lanes and get a quarter second off their commute time.
Yeah.
But when I saw the story, I confessed something to you guys during our pre-show meeting. I've had the opportunity to take my bicycle to work several times, maybe almost 8-9 times in the last couple of weeks. I feel safer on a motorcycle than I do on my bicycle. Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, I was never a huge fan of bike lanes until I needed them. Very NIMBY. And I enjoy the bicycle lanes in this town. I appreciate them. It's incredible the sense of safety that you feel using a bike lane compared to where you don't have. Because there's a stretch of my commute home that doesn't have a bike lane. It just doesn't have one, and I'm riding.
So where do you ride?
If I can get on the sidewalk, I'll get on the sidewalk. I tried riding in a lane because my bike lane just disappeared without any place to merge onto a sidewalk, which I'll do. I guess the idea is to ride in the car lane.
Yeah,
because we're not supposed to ride on the sidewalks. We saw that clip a couple weeks ago of the cop flipping out because the kid had an electric bike on a sidewalk.
Yeah. Well, that was because he said it was rated as a motorbike.
But plus that was about police overreaction. At least that officer's overreaction.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel safer in a motorcycle because first off, I've got leathers on, and you always ride like you dress for the slide, not for the ride. Is the verbiage they say.
That's smart.
Always assume you're going to. I see people riding motorcycles in shorts and flip flops and tank tops.
Those people have a death wish.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Enjoy your skin grafts. Hope you have a nice summer sticking to the sheets when you sleep at night.
My brother rides bikes. I'm not allowed to ride bikes.
Motorcycles or bicycles?
He rides motorcycles.
Okay.
My wife says I'm not allowed to ride motorcycles.
You're a valuable component of the system there, buddy.
I'm an earner.
Yeah, you are.
Somebody's got to pay for these kids. And it's very difficult to feel completely safe on a motorcycle.
You never feel completely safe. I don't think, even after 30 years, I don't feel completely safe.
They are so much fun to ride, though. They're so much fun.
That's a wonderful feeling.
I grew up riding dirt bikes,
Yeah.
so that's a different thing because you're not worried about cars and stuff.
Right.
But my brother rides, and I'm always nervous anytime I see him or meet up with him or he's coming or going. Just knowing that he's out there on a motorcycle, it kind of freaks me out because I know
you can do everything right.
You can do everything right, and still some driver who's not watching for you. It's so dangerous.
We call them cages, cars. We call them people in cages. Don't pay attention.
And what would be just a tiny fender bender if they hit another vehicle? It could be a life loss if they hit a motorcycle.
You lose. Car versus bike, you lose.
We had a family member who needed a lung transplant a couple years ago, and I think I told you. I don't know if I told you the story.
I think you did. There was a.
And the doctor said, and this was the thing that always just hit home with me. The doctor said, because she's like a petite woman, and the doctor said, so they had to put her on a donor list, a waiting list for the lungs, and she eventually got them, and I think it's been like 5, 6, 7 years now, and she's doing great.
Yeah,
thank God. But at the time, it was like kind of touch and go, and they're waiting to see, is a set of lungs going to become available? And the doctor said, if you needed a set of 24-year-old male lungs, because she's small, so she can't have like giant lungs in her system or in her chest cavity, we could have you lungs by tomorrow because we get those all the time.
Yeah.
Thrill-seeking 24-year-old males
who
usually
feel indestructible,
who are on motorcycles.
Yep.
He said they come in on motorcycle. It's a result of motorcycle deaths, and it's tragic and it's horrible, but it's very dangerous. You just got to be extra safe out there.
I didn't share this with the missus, and she'll probably hear about it now, but I don't care. I was riding home on my bicycle yesterday, and I'm being as safe as I can be, but I'm in a stretch of road where there isn't a bike lane. And there's also a place where there's a bunch of people. The high school track teams are out these days.
Oh, they're doing their runs, yeah.
And I can see as I'm coming down this roadway, I can see like literally a pack of runners on the sidewalk. I know that's not an option, so I stay in my lane. And this motorcycle flies by me. Guy was clearly speeding, right? And he went by so close to me. As I was on, and I'm like over by as far to the curb as I can be in this lane, but it's a very narrow,
while still being tried.
It's a very narrow lane with no shoulder and a big tall sidewalk, lip there, and the runners on the sidewalk.
And you're not on a BMX. You're not going to like bunny hop onto the thing,
right?
Yeah.
And there wouldn't be I'd have to stop my bike and pick it up and set it on the thing, and now I'm coming at a track team, but this guy just blew by me, like it was nobody's business, and it wasn't that long. We got up to the same red light. He looks over at me. I'm like, why don't you do the speed limit? He's like, why don't I kick you off your bicycle? Through his,
I said that to him? You said, why don't you do the speed limit? So
why don't you do the speed limit? And he goes, why don't I kick you off your bicycle? No, first he said, why don't I smack you in the head? I'm like, why don't you do the speed limit? Why don't I kick you off your bicycle? So why don't you just go on being the a-hole you were born to be?
Good Lord.
And the guy says, okay, I will. And the light turned green, and he wheelied out across the intersection and down the road. Wheelied.
Yikes.
And I'm thinking to myself, organ donor.
Yeah.
Hope your card says it.
Yeah.
Just anyway.
That's who's donating.
I know it is. So and who knows what happened this morning up in Everett? And my thoughts and prayers to the family of the person who was lost. Anybody, whether you're in a car or a motorcycle, please be safe. Use common sense.
Watch your surroundings. Be safe.
Yeah, and don't be the chucklehead that's rolled past me yesterday. God.
When we come back, should we cover this Kimmel stuff, or is that it's been so well trodden territory? Has everybody covered it already?
I'm assuming they played the actualities of his monologue. We can talk about what you thought of his monologue. And
we could talk a little bit about that.
We could dig in.
I'd also like to get into another debate that we had scheduled.
Sure.
Shoes on or off in the house? I saw an interesting article from Seattle Times. The important stories that
Let's
people
talk
care
about
about.
what matters.
Yeah, no, tell you what, that can end friendships.
People have a real opinion about this.
Yeah, they do.
I know families who fought over this.
There's a
Hatfield and McCoy type fights.
There's a sign in the foyer of our home.
Really?
Oh yeah, my wife. Well,
you have a foyer? It's a big house.
Yes, we do.
It's a big house. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens.
Hey, that energy, that sensation we're all feeling right now, that's playoff fever.
Let's just talk about these Mariners.
They're the talk of the town.
They've won 14 of 15 games.
Can we just talk about that catch by Robles?
A season-saving catch by Victor Robles.
KIRO Newsradio has all the Mariners buzz.
It's just kind of unbelievable.
And our partner Seattle Sports has the games. Listen free on the Seattle Sports app.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
G. Scott here with Jonathan from DUI Heroes to tell us how the legal team at DUI Heroes treats new clients.
What we always do is recognize the human being behind the charge and treat them the way we would want to be treated. All of us take care of you together through the entire process.
People make mistakes. If you or a loved one has been accused of DUI, call DUI Heroes and speak to a lawyer who will listen and be there for you. DUI Heroes can help you. Call 1-800-DUI-HERO or DUIHeroes.com.
If you use the carpool or toll lanes along SR 167 without a Good to Go account, you'll soon receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. A Good to Go pass saves $2 on every toll. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
Mariners fans, it's time to bring the noise to T-Mobile Park. This lineup is loaded up and locked in. From every moonshot. Now Raleigh obliterates this. How far? Way back there. To every how in the world did he catch that moment? And Julio makes the catch. No fly zone in full effect. Be here as the squad shuts the door and lights the W.
Munoz looking for the final out. Here's the stretch, and the strike three called, and the ball game is over.
This is our house.
They're going crazy here at T-Mobile Park.
Mariners baseball. Try dance up.
Be here this week at T-Mobile Park as the Mariners fight for the AL West crown. The homestand continues with 2 more value games against the Rockies tonight at 6:40 and tomorrow at 6:40. Tickets are available for less than $20 for both games. Don't miss out. Lock in your seats today at mariners.com/tickets.
So what will you have today? Vanilla, chocolate, strawberry?
When it comes to picking ice cream, there are lots of choices, and they all look and sound so good. Choosing a Medicare plan is a lot like that. So many options, all sound good. But if you pick a plan that's not right for you, there can be serious consequences. Hi, this is Herb Weisbaum, the Consumer Man. Open enrollment season is right around the corner, and you're going to be inundated with advertisements encouraging you to choose this Medicare Advantage plan or that one. Maybe the best choice for you is traditional Medicare. To make an informed decision, you need to do your homework. The Insurance Commissioner's Sheba program has a free Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit to get you started.
This is Insurance Commissioner Patty Kuderer. Our Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit has a checklist of 7 easy steps to help you decide which Medicare plan is right for you.
Order your free toolkit today at insurance.wa.gov. That's insurance.wa.gov. Or pick up a copy at your local library or senior center. Then go get an ice cream.
Gene Schwartz for Techline Roofing. Fall weather is right around the corner. Get your roof ready with Techline. Whether it's a replacement, repair, or even just a cleaning, Techline's workmanship is backed by the strongest warranty in the business. Trust Techline.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of, and then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, and prescriptions. Imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target those problem areas: waistline, neck, face, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. Schedule your free consultation at prosculpt.com for $250 off. For powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men, it's prosculpt.com.
It's G. Scott. School's back, and it's time to rally for the campaign to keep kids healthy. Donate at Safeway checkout to help families afford fresh fruits and veggies. With SNAP Produce Match, every dollar goes twice as far. Learn more at your neighborhood Safeway.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. 3 detainees were shot today at an ICE facility in Dallas. Todd Lyons is that agency's acting director. He says a sniper took aim from a nearby rooftop.
Multiple rounds were fired into the building indiscriminately, into the lobby doors, the windows, various walls in the building, but also our sally port, which is where we bring in the secure location for detainees.
One of the detainees was killed. The shooter took his own life. The FBI says anti-ICE statements were found on the bullets. An Oregon firefighter is back home after being arrested by Border Patrol agents. 23-year-old Rigoberto Hernandez was detained last month on the front lines of the Bear Gulch fire. Matt Adams with the Northwest Immigrant Rights Project says Hernandez was released yesterday from the ICE detention center in Tacoma.
Almost a month after he had been arrested, the government agreed to move to dismiss the immigration proceedings against him and to release him. And so he was finally released back to his family.
Adams says Hernandez has lived in the U.S. since he was 4 and filed for a visa 7 years ago. We've reached out to ICE for comments. WashDOT is asking for patience after that bridge strike on SR 167. It's reducing northbound traffic to just one lane near Pacific and Algona. WashDOT's R.B. McKeon says that's part of the detour to get around the White River Bridge closure.
I know this is very frustrating. We empathize with that, and that is one of the reasons that we're out there working around the clock, sort of trying to get bridges back open and restored.
No timeline yet on repairs to the 167 bridge. Mariners playoff tickets go on sale for the general public at noon tomorrow. Adam Gresh is the team's senior manager of communications and says last time postseason tickets went on sale back in 2022, they went quickly.
It was less than an hour.
Mariners could clinch their first division title since 2001 tonight. First pitch against the Rockies is at 6:40. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk at 2:33. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, Aaron. Washington 811 has the update. We're beginning to see our mid-afternoon volumes pick up in all the usual places. Linwood to Seattle at 25 minutes. You're packed from Lake City Way to I-90. North 5, you're going to jam up just briefly between the West Seattle Bridge and I-90. The West Seattle Bridge jams up eastbound at Highway 99. Bellevue to Renton, 25 minutes. South 405 is thick from Southeast 8th there in Bellevue past Coal Creek Parkway. Seattle to Federal Ways at a half hour. Northbound 167, we have a 2-mile thick backup heading through Pacific where you're down to one lane approaching Ellingson Road that Aaron just talked about. This is going to add about 15 minutes to your northbound commute. Southbound 167 heavy from State Route 18 into Sumner. If you're digging in your yard, the law requires you to call 811 to avoid dangerous and costly damages to utility lines. Call 811 or submit online at digsafewa.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Your forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunny skies today, highs in the mid-70s. A little bit of a cool down the next couple of days, but staying dry. Right now, 70 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. All right, let's play just a second of this Kimmel thing, then let's move beyond it. Then let's talk about what people really want to talk about, which is to wear shoes in a house or not. That's what people really are. That's the number one story of the day. Number one story. Not actually, but whatever. All right. This is some of Jimmy Kimmel's return last night, although it was not carried here locally because Sinclair, who operates who owns the Como, local Como station.
Correct. Sinclair and Nexstar, two of the largest ABC distributors in America, all have decided up to this point still to preempt Kimmel's broadcast.
It's only 20% of their entire distribution.
Yeah, 80% of America still had access to this broadcast last night. 47 of the top 50 markets, 8 of the top 10, but
that's if you watch it for free. You can still watch it on Disney. You can watch it on Hulu. You can see it anywhere. I'm sure YouTube has clips if you're interested. Here's a little bit of his monologue.
I don't think what I have to say is going to make much of a difference. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. I have no illusions about changing anyone's mind. But I do want to make something clear because it's important to me as a human, and that is you understand that it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man. I don't think there's anything funny about it. I posted a message on Instagram on the day he was killed, sending love to his family and asking for compassion, and I meant it, and I still do. Nor was it my intention to blame any specific group for the actions of what it was obviously a deeply disturbed individual. That was really the opposite of the point I was trying to make, but I understand that to some that felt either ill-timed or unclear, or maybe both. And for those who think I did point a finger, I get why you're upset. If the situation was reversed, there's a good chance I'd have felt the same way. I have many friends and family members on the other side who I love and remain close to, even though we don't agree on politics at all. I don't think the murderer who shot Charlie Kirk represents anyone. This was a sick person who believed violence was a solution, and it isn't. Ever.
Do you think it seemed like
that seemed heartfelt, genuine.
Like he genuinely?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Unless he's able to cry on cue. He is crying there.
No, I watched
Seems
it.
semi-genuine, I guess.
It seemed genuine to me. Yeah.
Do you think that that's gonna do it be enough for the Sinclairs and the Next Stars of the world to say that they're ready to jump back on the Jimmy Kimmel train?
I don't know that it will be. I think it's funny you mentioned this when this thing broke about preempting him. It's going to be a business decision for these networks.
Yeah.
If they feel like they can make more money by preempting him, they'll do it. If they feel like they can make more money by having him on, they'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
To
be honest, I don't know about that. Last night, you mentioned yesterday, last night was going to be, bonker ratings, which he got very big ratings. People wanted to see what he was going to say. They bypassed enjoying the spoils of those ratings because, they weren't sure what he was going to say. And so they said, hey, it's against the values that we may be believing as a company. So we're going to have a wait and see approach.
Yeah, and I mentioned last week.
They could have taken the money.
I mentioned last week it was just my opinion, and I could be completely wrong. But that's the beauty of this job is we get to say what we think. The both Next Star and Sinclair both have business before the FCC, and and there may I don't know, there may be something to the fact that they're afraid of losing favor with the administration. I don't know. Who knows? But it seems.
I guess it's a legit question.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's the case, but if Next Star needs a merger, and Sinclair needs a waiver on regulations. They need some deregulation so they can own a larger percentage of media in certain markets.
I would imagine that most distributors of public, broadcasting, in some extent, have some business with the FCC. So I don't know if that's a complete through line that makes total sense.
It may, but if it's about community standards, if that's what Sinclair and Next Star are going to, that's fine.
Yeah.
By all means, it's your business. Have the standards. We have standards here. I respect that we do.
Here's what I would say about the Jimmy Kimmel thing, which I'm happy it can go away if it wants to.
Like he said, like me, don't like me, whatever. I'm not going to change anybody's mind.
Here is one thing that I would add. It's a simple thing that I teach my kids as well. When you've done something wrong, if you're apologizing, say you're sorry.
Yeah.
He did a 17-minute monologue. He never said sorry, right? He didn't. He said, "Hey, people misconstrued my words. I didn't mean it.
My intent was this.
My intent was this." He's trying to explain it. You got it wrong. You didn't understand what I was trying to say. And for those of you who got it wrong, I might feel the same way. Yada yada. I know a lot. I mean, I know people think highly. Some people think highly of him. Some people don't like him. I don't obviously know the guy. I know he has a local connection here.
He worked at KZOK for a while. Got fired from there, just like I did. Yeah.
Listen,
I mean, that's in common.
That's a sign of success. If you can get fired, still stay in the business. I mean, you guys have had long careers.
I love that. Go ahead. I don't want to sidetrack.
I would say if you're going to go out there and you're going to have this big thing, a 17-minute or whatever it was. Would it have hurt him so much to just say, because it was noticeably absent. He did not say he was sorry. That's a choice.
Yeah, it was. It was a clear choice. You're right.
Anybody who has kids.
This question came up before his monologue aired.
100%.
Absolutely.
If you have children who have done something that is wrong, even I tell my kids this all the time because sometimes, they end up accidentally hurting their brothers. Like most of the stuff that we're dealing with our kids is physical. So they'll tackle each other.
Oh, yeah. I was a younger brother. I understand how this plays out.
You understand that?
Yeah.
Or you break a Lego set that they made.
Sure.
They're not intending the malice behind it, but it's taken as such. And so I will tell my kids, I say, hey, even if you didn't intend to hurt that person's feelings, if they're having a bad reaction as a result, think about what you did and go over there and say you're sorry because you care about those people.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that they feel like you understand what happened. And that you're going to try not to do that thing again.
Yeah.
So I don't think it would have been the worst thing in the world for him to say, I'm sorry.
It may not have been. He made a conscious decision not to do that. You're absolutely right. It was Very evident. And that's what Sinclair is asking for before they'll reinstate him to their channels.
Isn't it nice to say you're sorry? I mean, if you're taken off the air for clearly something went wrong. You're taken off the air. You're 4-day suspension. You're taken off the air.
Yeah, there's an interpretation of what he said and what intent was. There are people who say what he said was violent and was purposefully demeaning Charlie Kirk's memory. He said that was never my intention.
No, I understand.
No,
I understand. I understand all that.
It's all in the eye of the beholder.
If it's a big enough deal to be taken off the air, and you lose, big distributors of your show, say you're sorry.
We never got to the shoe thing. I mean, not to belittle this topic. It's a valuable topic to discuss, and I appreciate everybody's point of view on this.
Should we really quickly discuss shoes when we get back? Shoes on, shoes off, or should we do text messages? I feel like the shoe debate is an important one. Why don't we save it for tomorrow?
Let's do it for tomorrow.
Let's save it for tomorrow. We're going to have that debate tomorrow.
Bet, man.
So get those text messages in now and let us know for tomorrow.
Text us whether you wear shoes in your house or not. We'll cover it.
Yeah. Don't send us pictures of your feet. We're not interested. All right, text line, 888-973-5476. Isn't that gross?
Oh, God, yes.
Oh. It's a weird world out there. All right, we got your text messages next. Stick around.
Celebrating 50 years of Seahawks football.
Number 38, Max Strong, fullback. Certainly one of the great Seahawks of all time. Selfless player, leader on that offense, played special teams, and was a great receiver out of the backfield.
The Hawks aim for their third straight win, playing under the Thursday night lights in Arizona against the division rival Cardinals. Kickoff 5:15, pregame at 2.
Right here on KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Upgrade your home comfort and save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. With great savings plus free financing on heat pumps, water heaters, generators, and more, our award-winning team has what you need to stay cozy this chilly season at a cost you're comfortable with. Voted best in the Pacific Northwest, we're honored to be your dedicated home comfort company since 1957. Call Bob's and save today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than the tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
After 35 years in the window industry, I know choosing the right team for your window or door project is a big decision. Adrian here, owner of Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Treating your home with care while offering top quality products is important to me. Our windows are 25% more energy efficient than Energy Star standards, reduce noise by up to 50%, and feature low maintenance, clean glass technology. Combined with our leading leak armor installation and lifetime warranty, you get protection for life. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com, a name you can trust.
With Amazon Business, smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
This week at Dimitro's Jazz Alley, experience guitar legend Al Di Meola live on his electric tour, Land of the Midnight Sun. Shows run this Thursday through Sunday. Tickets at jazzalley.com. Next up, the Oregon Trio.
KIRO News Radio has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game on Sunday, October 5th. Head to the KIRO News Radio app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the KIRO News Radio app, the better your odds will be. Do it every day, September 23rd through September 29th. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win. From the station where the 12s hear the Hawks, KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
All right, welcome back to the show. Got a bunch of text messages today. Should we read some of them? Okay, let's do it. Laura, fire away.
On Kroger closing Fred Meyer's stores, 206 says, remember when the guy drove his car through the front door of that Everett Fred Meyer and lit his car on fire?
What?
Also, I work at the corporate level in this industry. A lot of store locations are not profitable.
I have no recollection of somebody driving their car through the doors and lighting it on fire. I feel like I remember
Jake,
that.
sorry, it didn't happen.
That's crazy. Literally crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
A1A says, what no one is understanding about retail theft is the reporting is a false positive. Calls are down because we stopped calling. And Jake, you've mentioned that many, many times.
Yeah.
Whenever we call, no one shows up, or they tell us to fill out a report online. So we stopped reporting because we're not supported.
Yeah, absolutely. Benny the tugboat expert, Fred Meyer or Kroger is angry at Democrats for not letting them have a monopoly, a.k.a. blocking their merger with Safeway. Democrats are seen as soft on crime, so that's their revenge on Dems. I stand by that. Benny the tugboat expert. He's not an expert on grocery stores, it sounds like, but tugboats, maybe.
I think there might be something, too.
You think this is them getting back at Democrats?
Well, no, blocking the merger of that company.
Bob Ferguson blocked the merger.
Bob Ferguson was instrumental in blocking that merger. So yeah, why would
It's
they
not getting back
Why
at
would
it.
they bend over backwards to keep a store in a community that didn't show any interest in supporting their need to merge so they could stay financially viable?
Well, I think it would be, if it were financially viable, then they would be keeping the store open, right?
Whether they merged or not, they'd still be open.
Well,
So,
if the store made money for them.
Yeah, and it was a safe place and welcome place to do business, yeah.
They also said, the reason I don't think it's some sort of a payback is because before the merger, they said, hey, if we don't get this merger through, we can't compete in the current grocery environment.
Yeah.
So we need to get this merger so that we can adapt and evolve. Otherwise, we're going to have to close locations. Bob Ferguson, Attorney General of Washington at the time, blocks the merger. nationwide.
Right, ignoring the reality of the evolution of retail.
Well, we told you we're going to have to close it. So is it payback if they told you what was going to happen if they can't merge? I don't think it's payback, but interesting, Penny.
On school vouchers, Fernando in Seattle says, right now private schools are at capacity. Where is the mythical private school space going to come from?
Right now, private schools. I'm sorry, I wasn't listening to that. I was trying to figure out something else. Right now, private schools are at capacity. Where's the mythical private school space going to come from? What is he asking there? What is Fernando asking?
If we open up the private school market to people who are getting now tax breaks so they can afford to go to private schools.
Okay.
And there's no space available now. Where's additional space going to come from?
Question for Fernando. Where's he getting his figures that private schools are at capacity?
I'm going to look into that because I was intrigued by this comment as well.
It's just a total blanket claim that he probably has nothing to back up, is my guess. I don't know Fernando, but he texts the show a lot. I don't know if he's got his finger in the pulse of
Catholic school enrollment, of private school
enrollment.
Yeah.
But I imagine also as the need arises and as more money becomes available, schools probably would be able to open up and hire more teachers. If there's more money flowing in, they could probably expand their schools. Would be my guess.
Size, more. You're going to lose what you're getting in private school for.
Well, no, you hire more teachers.
There you go. Yeah.
Right. So, Fernando, it's an interesting point, but I don't think it's completely correct. But thank you. And if you have that number, Fernando, somewhere, if you're not just pulling it out of nowhere, feel free to text it to us. We'd like to see that. 888-973-5476. Thank you.
Okay, on casino cash machines, Cal and Renton has some interesting information. The cash grabs at the casinos don't use real cash. That's how they suck people in. You can use the cash to buy items in the store, and unfortunately the items are junk and priced at $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 plus store dollars.
What?
Do you guys know this? I've never been in a casino. Oh, that's a lie. I've been to Vegas. I've walked through a casino.
You've never gambled?
No.
Oh, you should.
You'd be really good at it.
Everyone says that about gambling, right? Just give it a try.
You'd be really, really good at it.
Oh, it's actually really fun.
It's not addictive at all.
You'll probably make money.
It is quite fun. Yeah. And then once you win, chase that feeling.
And if you lose, try to get it back.
Yeah. Chase that loss. Either way. So just start chasing now. On school fundraiser, speaking of which, 425 says their youngest child is a senior in public high school this year. They don't do candy bars anymore, thank goodness. They sell mattresses.
What?
Of all things. Mattresses. I kid you not.
Mattresses?
Seriously?
Yeah, this person
mattress
said that
drive?
they bought one from the mattress drive.
I don't get it. A mattress?
Mattresses? You go door to door? What do you do?
I mean, a box of chocolate's easy to travel around with. I guess it's a brochure. You're
How many
walking around with a
mattresses
brochure.
can you sell and you win? What do you win?
Like how many?
A pillow?
I don't get it. How are you selling mattresses?
That's bizarre. I'm going to look into this.
That's a big purchase just to make. Somebody knocks on your door.
Hi. I'm trying to raise money for the band.
What is a mattress? A mattress is like $1,200, $1,700 bucks.
It can be. Sure, yeah. Entry level's $4,500 too. Yeah, I've seen them on the side of the road
for
for
twin.
$2,000.
You can get a free one if you drive around certain neighborhoods. On Survivor's new season, which premieres tonight, Chef Max says, Jake, go on Survivor. I would love it. Max, if you know anybody who produces that show,
seriously, why can't
please
we
let me
get
know.
this guy on Survivor?
I would go on in a heartbeat.
How long will we lose him for if he goes on Survivor?
Well, 40 days because I'd win the show.
All right, that's off the table. Nope, no way. Unless we should do Survivor Everett Fred Meyer for a weekend. We really should look into doing that.
That seems risky.
We should.
Seems risky.
Chris in Marysville says, Jake or Laura, what's the best season of Survivor in your opinion? I'd like to check it out. I've seen the first 2 seasons, and then I got away from it. What would you recommend?
I would start at season 30, and I would just start watching from season 30. If you go back too far, they're not filmed in HD anymore, and that's when it gets unpleasant to watch. All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging with us. We will see you back here tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun. Bye-bye.
Hey, that energy, that sensation we're all feeling right now, that's playoff fever.
Let's just talk about these Mariners.
They're the talk of the town.
They've won 14 of 15 games.
Can we just talk about that catch by Robles?
A season-saving catch by Victor Robles.
KIRO Newsradio has all the Mariners buzz.
It's just kind of unbelievable.
And our partner Seattle Sports has the games. Listen free on the Seattle Sports app.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Meet Sarah. She tried one of those online weight loss programs, filled out a form, got a prescription, and a few weeks later she felt dizzy, weak, and frustrated. No one was checking in. No one was making sure the plan was safe for her body. That's when she turned to Longevity Medical Clinics. Our medically supervised GLP-1 program helped Sarah lose weight safely while we monitored her progress every step of the way. Today, she feels healthier, stronger, and more confident than ever. At Longevity Medical Clinics, we believe weight loss isn't just about dropping pounds. It's about restoring your health with real doctors, real monitoring, and a plan that works for your body. If you're serious about losing weight and you want to do it the right way, Longevity Medical Clinic is here to help. Call Longevity Medical Clinics today at 866-86-YOUNG or visit lmclinic.com for your free health analysis. Longevity Medical Clinics. Safe, supported, life-changing. lmclinic.com.
Hey everyone, Hartley Wilcox here. And I'm Charlie Wilcox from Wilcox Family Farms. Our family's been raising hens and gathering fresh eggs right here for over 100 years.
That's right. Our hens roam free on green pastures, soaking up the sunshine and living their best chicken lives.
We don't do shortcuts. No cages, no chemicals, just honest-to-goodness eggs laid fresh every day.
And when you buy Wilcox eggs, you're not just getting breakfast. You're supporting local farmers like us, clean food, and a family that's been doing it right for generations.
So next time you're at the grocery store,
skip the out-of-state eggs and grab the ones with our name on them.
Wilcox Family Farms. Fresh, local, trusted. Find fresh Wilcox eggs at Metropolitan Markets, PCC, or Safeway. And for a healthy snack on the go, grab some ready-to-eat hard-boiled eggs in a convenient to-go 2-pack. Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh since 1909.
Are you looking at senior living options for you or a loved one? If so, you likely have many questions, like, what can I afford? How long will my savings last? And if I run out of money, will I have to move out? If these questions are weighing on you, I'm here to talk you through different solutions. Hi, I'm Amanda from Care Partners Senior Living. At Care Partners, we're focused on offering high-quality, compassionate care at very affordable prices to help stretch and preserve your assets. And if you ever run out of funds and need to convert to Medicaid, you won't have to move. We have vibrant communities throughout Western Washington, Spokane, and Arizona offering independent, assisted living, and memory care. Our caregivers are some of the most loving and genuine people you'll ever meet. Stretch your assets, preserve your estate, and never worry about moving. That's peace of mind in the Care Partners Living Difference. Learn more at carepartnersliving.com. Care Partners is excited to announce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, Snohomish, and North Creek Bothell. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
It's G. Scott. School's back and it's rally time. Time to rally around the campaign to keep kids healthy. Kids need fruits and veggies to grow strong and stay focused, but for families on tight budgets, that's not easy. Safeway and the Washington State Department of Health have teamed up and need your help. Every dollar you donate at Safeway checkout helps families in need. And with SNAP Produce Match, they get twice